Oh, snap. Live once again on YouTube, The Mystery Project, Rumble, The Mystery Project. Make sure you subscribe, follow, and hit the thumbs up button on both. We're live on TikTok as well. We've been live. You get the pre-show on TikTok, the haunted side over on TikTok. But here we go. So many cases to talk about, y'all. So many cases to talk about. Literally 5 cases in one live stream. So I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready, because it's about to get crazy in here. We're talking about the Treadmill case, the Treadmill dad first. Christopher Gregor, on trial in New Jersey for child endangerment and red rum, because his 6-year-old son, Corey, passed away in 2001. I posted the video, and TikTok was like, you can't post that. That's sensitive content. No shit, TikTok. It's a true crime channel. What the hell do you think I'm going to post? My God. You think I'm going to do recipes over here? You think I'm going to break out the cream of chicken soup and teach y'all how to make a delicious ass tortilla soup? No. All of these things are sensitive. That's the point. TikTok overlords. Not y'all in the chat, the overlords.
What? What the fuck?
It's crazy. That's why I'm mad, y'all. And I'm saying there's a pinned video on TikTok right now, y'all. Like it, comment on it, repost it, do all the things. We need 100 likes. We're at 66. We need 100 comments. We're at 44. We have 5 saves, y'all. We need like 100 saves. Everybody, go save it, comment it, repost it, everything. Show TikTok that, oh, sensitive content?
You what?
I better watch out, y'all. Here, any second, it's going to be...
FBI, open up!
You can't talk shit about the TikTok overlords. Anyways, let's start the first case. Oh, wait, I didn't go through them all. So we're going to be talking about the Treadmill dad. We're going to be talking about the 57-year-old dude. His name's Michael Meyden. He was and we talked about this. Y'all remember this one? This was the guy in Oregon that put some things, some substances for TikTok overlords in his daughter's friends' smoothies when they were over for a like a sleepover. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? Yeah. And then the kid, the one daughter or one girl was like, oh, you know, like, I don't feel good. Like, come pick me up, something like that. Even if I don't respond, like, pick me up. Remember that? Yeah. And then the parents start showing up, and that dude's like, oh, I don't, no, they're just sleeping. You can't come in. And they're like, what?
You what?
Yeah. Crazy as hell. He's like, oh, yeah, everybody's just sleeping.
Why the fuck you lying?
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about that case. We're also going to be talking about Paige Hannah. This one is Ruby Frankie's friend, like one of her good friends, supposedly. And she's going to talk about how she knew Ruby and Jody Hildebrandt, and kind of do like a whole like expose, if you will. Oh, y'all say the tea. She's going to be spilling the tea.
That was easy.
So we're going to listen to that. We're going to see what she's got to say. Y'all, as you're coming in on TikTok, hit the follow button. My name's Patrick. If you like true crime, we're live every night. Gracie, thank you for the Let 'em Cook. That's some kind of new gift TikTok has, and we're trying to hit 200 of them, y'all. It's pinned at the bottom. Hit me with them. Tap the screen like crazy, too. Let's get 25,000 likes. YouTube and Rumble, hit the thumbs up button. We got 14 people on YouTube, and we got 76 people on the Rumbles. And TikTok, if you want to watch these videos with us, because the videos are going to start here soon after I'm done talking, gabbing it up, just search The Mystery Project on YouTube. You can find the channel, subscribe. Search The Mystery Project on Rumble, and you can find it and subscribe. K-Matt, thank you for that. Okay, and then after that, we're going to be talking about the South Carolina mom of 3. Her name was Megan, or is Megan, Bodiford, I think is how you say it. Mother of 3, she went missing, but she sent a text message that said, he unalived me. before she went missing. Crazy as hell. We're going to be talking about that. And lastly, of course, y'all already know, we got to have our crazy ass body cam. We got to have our body cam where we're just sitting here like,
What? What the fuck?
yeah. So we've got a body cam footage that shows the moments surrounding a heated confrontation between a New York Supreme Court justice and his neighbors.
How dare you?
Oh, man. So apparently he was like, oh, I'm about to judge you. I think it has to do with parking. I don't know. We're going to find out. So stick around, y'all. That's a lot of cases. That's a lot of content to cover. Thumbs up in the chat if you guys are ready. TikTok, hit me with the let them cook. It's the new gift. Did we hit the likes and comments and goals and reposts and things? Let's see. Nope. Y'all, do me a favor. Everybody watching right now on TikTok, pop over to the page real quick. Just click my little face up on the top. Why am I getting darker? Not like sun, y'all, but like it looks crazy as hell right now. You know what? I don't care. TikTok, I've had enough. It's too much. It's too much. Okay, y'all, go leave a like, go leave a comment, do all the things on the video that's pinned on the TikTok profile right now. We're trying to get 100 likes and 100 comments. We're at 81 likes and 47 comments, 7 shares. Or not shares, 7 saves. So y'all, do me that favor, because TikTok does not want to share videos at all. They're like, oh, you do true crime? Ew. That's against our community. Ew. That's what they said, y'all. Literally, I posted the treadmill thing, and they're like, no. It gets the cover, the little thing. You know what I'm talking about? Where like people can't see it. You have to want to watch it. Looks like the contrast is way up. I know, but it's supposed to do it automatically. What if I raise it up? Because I can do it manually, but I don't want to have to do that. What if I do that? It didn't do shit. Okay, awesome, TikTok. Thank you. Looks like I'm just going to be very contrasted. Y'all, I'm on one tonight. I hope you guys are ready. I'm on one tonight. Oh, I forgot to change all the logos too. Sorry, YouTube and Rumbles. The Rumble machine. Y'all, did you come over to YouTube? You can see the videos. Shout out to OU Sooner Chick. Hell yeah. I wonder how the British feel when we say spill the tea.
How dare you?
That's what they say. They're like, how dare you? I like how they talk about, like, if you say F-A-N-G, like fang, and then the letter Q, that's how they say thank you. You just go, thank you. Thank you. Get it?
What?
Yeah. Anyways, OU Suitor Chick, thank you for the Rumble rant. Very sweet. Oh, and go off the grid, y'all. Let's get some off the grid action. We need 10 off the grids. That's the goal. We need 10 off the grids. TheHauntedSide.com. You can find ways to support the show directly, a.k.a. going off the grid. Okay, I've successfully spoken, monologued for 12 minutes. Let's actually start these cases. Y'all, hit me with the Let 'em Cook on TikTok. And 25,000 likes, y'all. We're about to hit it before we even started. Excellent. Okay, I'm shrinking this down. Here we go. Treadmill case. Christopher Gregor. Holy shit. KD, thank you. Here we go.
This case is about Corey and how Corey became the ultimate victim of this defendant's punishment and abuse.
And it sucks. This is a kid. No child should die. No child should die. But it's not murder.
A 6-year-old boy in New Jersey is dead after serious medical episodes while in his father's care. Could his death be tied to chronic abuse, like his father apparently forcing him to run on a treadmill? That's what prosecutors say happened, but the defense argues not everything is as it seems. We're breaking down what we're learning in the case against Christopher Gregor. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law&Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Let me preface this next story by saying this is not an easy one to hear, and it is not an easy one for me to even talk about.
Oh, Lord, here we go. Yeah, that kid's cute, too. And these people are sick. You need to start using sunscreen patch. I do. I did. I actually did. What happens is I put this moisturizer shit on my face and it burns it. And it turns it more red than the freaking sun. And I'm like, well, that sucks.
Bruh.
It concerns a young boy named Corey Michello. Corey was just 6 years old in April of 2021 when he woke up from a nap and he was in very bad shape. He was apparently slurring his words, stumbling around, experiencing symptoms like nausea and shortness of breath. His father,
shit.
Christopher Gregor, took him to get a CT scan, but that is where things got worse because Corey started having seizures and he died. Now, the boys.
Oh, no. Jennifer, thank you for the off the grid. Julie, thank you for the off the grid. Julie, that's off the grid galaxy.
Get out of my attic.
Thank you for the love. You guys are very sweet. That's 2 off the grids, y'all. 8 more to go.
Sudden death came 2 weeks after surveillance video inside of an apartment complex gym apparently shows Gregor forcing Corey to run at high speeds on a treadmill. An Ocean County, New Jersey medical examiner performed an autopsy on Corey's body, finding his cause of death was blunt force injuries with cardiac and liver contusions with acute inflammation and sepsis.
Oh, God.
That doctor did not rule on manner of death, instead listing it as undetermined.
Oh, no. That's terrible. Dawn, thank you.
But a forensic
Let them cook, y'all. That's the new one. We're trying to hit it.
pathologist
Hi, Dallas. Hi. What do you need?
followed up on the case in September of
No, Dallas says hi.
2021, changing the manner of death to homicide, meaning death at the hands of another. That pathologist believes that Corey suffered an acute traumatic injury to his heart between 4 and 12 hours before he died. The doctor said that he found evidence of recurring physical abuse. So with that,
Sick.
let's go back to the timeline. March 20th, 2021, Gregor allegedly forced Corey to run on the gym treadmill. In the video, you can see Corey falling multiple times, getting back up. Gregor sometimes pulling him up by his shirt. He even appears to maybe bite him on the top of the head. Gregor was ultimately charged with
What
child
the-
endangerment for that back in July of 2021. Pretty sickening, pretty disturbing, disgusting to see. But then you go to April 2nd, 2021, just a couple weeks after this treadmill incident, and Corey dies, apparently, as I said, from this trauma, this blunt force trauma. Gregor was charged with first-degree murder in connection with Corey's death in March of 2022, and since then, he's been locked up in the Ocean County Jail without bond. Court records show that Gregor turned down a 30-year plea offer, now faces life in prison if he's convicted.
Whoa.
But what about Corey's mother? Let's talk about her, Brianna Michello. She and Gregor shared joint custody of Corey after Gregor had recently re-entered their lives. She claims that she had reported Gregor's alleged abuse to authorities but wasn't taken seriously. Now,
Hold on. The dad, like, just came back into his life? And then this happens? Holy hell, that poor mom. She's got to be so, torn up about that. Oh, my God. TikTok, hit the follow button if you're new here. Tap the screen like crazy. Let's get 50,000 likes. Thank you for the Let Them Cook. We're trying to get 200 of them. And if you want to watch the video with us, because you can actually see the video on YouTube and Rumble, all you got to do is search for The Mystery Project. That's the name of the channel on YouTube and Rumble. The Mystery Project. Come on over, y'all. We got almost 40 people watching on YouTube now. And we got 170 people on Rumble. So shout out to YouTube. Shout out to Rumble. Both YouTube and Rumble, y'all, make sure you leave a like. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button on the video as well. All right, let's keep going.
He was the first witness to take the stand in Gregor's murder trial this week. We're going to get to that in a second, but let's just go back to how Gregor came into their lives. So Gregor says he got a court notification in 2017 about a paternity test for a child that he claims he didn't know he had. Brianna was looking for child support payments. So he took the test, realized he is, in fact, the father of Corey. Gregor's attorneys say he wanted to be a father. He wanted to be involved in his son's life. So he became a part of Corey's life when Corey was 5. And then not long after, Corey would no longer be in anyone's lives.
Jesus.
Opening statements were delivered
That's
on
not-
Tuesday. Prosecution goes first.
That's
They have
not
the
right,
burden.
dude.
And here is prosecutor Jamie Schron talking a little bit more about young Corey.
Corey Travis Michello. He liked the solar system. He liked to play outside. His mom describes him as silly and happy.
Oh,
Corey was 6 on April 2nd, 2021, when his father murdered him. His father is this defendant, Christopher Gregor. This case is about Corey and how Corey became the ultimate victim of this defendant's punishment and abuse. Back in March of 2021, Corey's parents hadn't been together, but they shared custody. Corey lived with the defendant, and his mom had visitation. On March 20th of 2021, Corey's mom picked...
how did the mom just end up not having him and only have visitation, but he had him full time? How did that end up happening? So many questions, y'all. So many questions. TikTok, hit the follow button if you're new here. We got 316 on TikTok. Good to see you guys. Take a second. Hit that follow button, y'all. I dare you. Okay, let's keep going.
him up for a visit. They went to Pennsylvania, and they saw their family. They were supposed to be back at about 3 or 4 o'clock. They were in Pennsylvania, there was traffic, and they were running late. Corey's mom told the defendant that. But Brianna's lateness, you'll hear, was pissing him off. He told Brianna to drop Corey off at the apartment complex's gym and meet him there. So she...
What? Man.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Bro, what do you expect people to do? Traffic sucks, bro. It's not going away. You don't want your baby mama and your kid to be in traffic? Get them an Uber chopper. Come on. Go ahead, download Uber chopper and fly a helicopter to them. Oh, that's not real? Yeah, no shit, dumbass. Oh my God. Deal with it. And then you take it out on the 6-year-old, didn't you? That's exactly what you did in that video. You sick piece of garbage.
You what?
She did. Corey and the defendant went into the gym, and you'll see what happened next. Because that gym had a surveillance system, and you will see what this defendant did to his son inside that gym.
It's sad, y'all.
After that day,
It's heartbreaking. I posted it, and TikTok said that y'all are not allowed to see it. I posted it. It's not the pinned video right now on the page. It's the one that's got the eyeball with the line through it. Because they're like, oh, we can't have people watching this. It's up there, y'all. If you want to watch it. It's sad. I mean, like, heartbreaking. Like, oh, man, if I was in that gym, I'd have handled that situation real quick. Allegedly. Let's keep going.
when Corey went back to school during the week, his teacher, his first grade teacher, started to notice some bruises on Corey. She was concerned. She's going to tell you that after March 25th of 2021, Corey was never physically back in person in school ever again.
Oh, no, this dude sucks. Man, this one's really going to upset me. This one's really going to upset me. Oh, Lord. Here we go. Thanks a lot. Oh, hold up. Shout out to Jennifer. Thank you for the Venmo. Julie, thank you for the Cash App. And Shay, good to see you. Thank you for the Cash App. Y'all, that's 3 off the grids. We're trying to get to 10. Thank you for the love and the support, y'all. If you want to support the channel directly, thehauntedSide.com. You don't have to, obviously, but I do appreciate the love, y'all. Thanks for buying me a cup of coffee. Few cups of coffee there. Thank you.
During this time, Corey's mom was also concerned. She had seen bruises as well. She was so concerned that she filed an emergent application with the court to get custody. Corey wakes up in the
How
morning.
did she already not have custody, though?
He has his breakfast. His mom dresses him in clean clothes. And he's with his mom the whole time. And she drives him back to the defendant's apartment in Barnegat. Corey and his mom sat in the car in the parking lot, and they said goodbye for what would be the very last time.
Whoa.
Corey was walking. Corey was talking. Corey was fine, except for his bruises. By 9:03 a.m., Corey was back inside the defendant's apartment. And you'll hear that the defendant wasn't happy. But he told people, Corey's okay, Corey's all right. Except by 3:48 p.m., this defendant carried Corey's nearly limp body into Southern Ocean Medical Center. He reported that Corey was sleepy and had thrown up. Corey was admitted quickly. He was brought to room 6 in the emergency department. Corey coded. He was intubated. He coded again. He lost his pulse. And by 5:03 p.m., Corey was pronounced dead.
Unreal, y'all.
This defendant, shortly after, walked out of the hospital, got into his car, and he left. Left the hospital, and he left Corey. There were a lot of people in Corey's life, and you'll hear about some of them. Some might be positive, and some might not. But don't let that derail you. You all came here to serve as jurors in this case with everything that you need. And those are your life experiences and your common sense. Use it. Corey was alive and well at 9 a.m. when he was with his mom, and he was gone by 5:03 p.m. after only being with his father, this defendant. The state submits that after you've heard and seen all of the evidence in this case, you will be firmly convinced that this defendant is guilty of abuse and murder. Because healthy 6-year-olds don't just die during the course of a business day, and neither did Corey Michelow.
So the prosecution.
Damn. I'd be ready to vote guilty right then. Blue, thank you for the love puffs. Y'all hit me with the let them cook. We're trying to get 200 of those. Hit the follow button too. 400 people on TikTok. If you're new, my name's Patrick. We're live every night talking about different true crime cases. Right now, we're talking about Christopher Gregor and Corey, his 6-year-old son. Yeah, the Treadmill case, y'all. You've seen it probably everywhere. Super sad. So let's keep going.
Is saying, look,
Venus, thank you.
Corey was in Gregor's custody. He was in his care. Gregor is seen on camera allegedly abusing this young boy. This young boy is covered in bruises. He dies suddenly.
Oh, my God. Anji, thank you.
Out of nowhere. Wouldn't be too hard to connect the dots here. Wouldn't be too hard to prove that Gregor is responsible, that he caused the death of his son.
Right.
The defense is saying, not so fast. They had their turn to deliver an opening statement, and they said, yeah, it's true. You're not going to look too kindly on our client. But that doesn't mean he killed his son. In fact, his mother, Brianna, spent the most time with him in the days leading up to his death. Here's attorney Mario Gallucci.
But
You what?
Crazy.
will see, and what I will agree with, is what Ms. Schrein just told you about a treadmill video. You're going to see that on March 20th, Christopher takes that young boy into a gym that's part of his residential complex. And in that gym, you see him put Corey on the treadmill, and he begins to work out while he's watching him from across the room. At some point, you're going to see Christopher go over to that treadmill and speed it up. And you're going to see Corey fall. And you're going to
Kids, 6-year-old kids don't belong on a treadmill. To be fair, 6-year-old kids don't belong in a gym where there are treadmills and free weights and things like that. You crazy as hell. That's why they have kids clubs at gyms. And Lex is 8 years old. My son's 8 years old. He still goes to the kids club. Sits on his little iPad, you know, watches some YouTube. While I get my swole on. I'm just kidding. But for real though, like you don't. It's just weird. That's weird. By the way, TikTok, if you want to watch the video, come on over to YouTube. Just search the Mystery Project right there. You'll find it. And hit me with the Let 'em Cook, y'all. About 80 left, 80 of them left.
see him pick that boy up 6 times. And 6 times put him back on the treadmill. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to like him. And I don't care if you like him. When you see that video, you're going to...
It's an awkward defense. I don't care if you don't like him. What? You should care very deeply if they don't like him. You know what I mean? Like, what? That's a weird thing to say. I mean, I know what he's trying to say. He's trying to say, it doesn't matter if you don't like him. You can't find him guilty. You know what I mean? Even you can't just, because you don't like somebody, find him guilty. But really? You're going to just tell the jury straight up that you don't care what they think?
How dare you?
be horrified. You're going to be mortified. But I'm telling you right now.
See Bonbon? Yes.
That the evidence you're going to see of Corey's death had absolutely nothing to do with that treadmill. You will hear that when she sees the bruises, Miss Mc...
Yeah, no shit. Has to do with him. The treadmill's not on trial. They're not wheeling that thing in every day. You have the right to remain silent. Everything you say can and will be used against you. And the treadmill just shuts itself off? Does that even make sense? That is the craziest thing I've ever heard. The treadmill's not on trial. Of course, it didn't have anything to do with the treadmill. But the treadmill is showing a pattern of what this man is capable of doing. And that's in public. Maybe he didn't know there was a camera there, but still, that's in a public spot. There could have been other people there. What's he gonna do behind closed doors?
You what?
That's the point. Oh, talk about missing the mark. This defense attorney is not doing... He is very underwhelming so far, at least to me, allegedly. In my own opinion, very underwhelming. Very underwhelming. Let's keep going. Teresa, thanks for the follow. Y'all hit the follow button, tap the screen like crazy, and let's finish this goal so TikTok will actually share the live stream out. We need that many more. Grams, thank you. Grammy Stiff, thank you so much. All right, let's keep going, y'all. Woo!
Solo, that she makes an emergency application to the court to regain the full custody, by the way, which she never, ever had gotten back from March of 2020. And that application was denied. She goes to Ivy Pediatrics, and they do an exam. They don't really find too much wrong with him, except he has bruises. They do blood work. They do tests. Healthy. Just like Michonne told you. Healthy. But they recommended to her that she follow up and that they would want to take her to Jersey Shore Medical Center to follow up on a child abuse allegation from the Treadmill. You will see that Corey disclosed to the doctor at Ivy that my dad made me run on the treadmill, that I fell on the treadmill, and I also fell playing football. You will hear that she went against the advice of Ivy Pediatrics and left. And she took him to another hospital, Community Health Center, I believe it's called. And at that hospital, they did another evaluation. And during that evaluation, Corey was healthy, had a few bruises.
Yo, sorry the volume keeps going like really loud and then really low. The dude walks away from the microphone.
But still suspected child abuse. We recommend to you that we take Corey to Jersey Shore Medical Center. And you're going to hear that when he was at Jersey Shore Medical Center, they found that he had a possibility of something called sepsis, which you'll understand from
blood.
a doctor. I'm not a doctor, I'm a lawyer.
Blood.
But doctors are going to testify here. And you're going to understand that sepsis is your body's reaction to an infection.
Blood. Isn't it blood infection? Nurses, where y'all at? It's a blood infection, isn't it?
And it's a rapid response to that infection. And that rapid response you're going to hear from doctors will tell you can show a child is loopy, disoriented, nauseous. And Jersey Shore Medical Center told her, Brianna, leave the child here. And she did not. She took Corey home, signed papers against medical advice.
Hey, dude, is your defense that the mom is a piece of garbage? I don't know about that defense. Don't look at my client. Look over here. Look at the mom. What?
She took him home. You're going to hear testimony that he looked like he was drunk. And you're going to see Christopher drive him to Southern Ocean Medical Center. And you're going to see him pull up to the emergency department. And you're going to see him carry that little boy into a hospital. And you're going to see him standing there holding that child in his arms, which seems like hours, before anybody comes to help him. And they do. And they come and they help him. And they...
Now you're trying to say it's the nurses? Now you're trying to blame triage? Oh, no. You're about to piss off every single person in the courtroom, everybody in this live stream. Shout out to the nurses. Shout out to triage. Where are the ER nurses at? Where y'all at? Man, this is crazy as hell.
They take Christopher away, Corey away, and they start to do some testing. And then they decide they need to do a CAT scan. And while during the CAT scan, Corey seizes, goes into cardiac arrest.
Wow, fuck.
Life-saving techniques are now used to try to revive him, and he dies.
Ugh. Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Tabitha, ER nurse here. Shout out. Tabitha. Us nurses are supposed to automatically know. Oh, right, Shimmercat. Yeah, exactly. Nurse here. Jessica, shout out to the nurses as well. Love us some nurses over here.
And it sucks. This is a kid. No child. should die. No child should die. But it's not murder.
It's interesting, right? Because it's a question
God damn.
of not only did Gregor kill his son or cause his death, but whether anyone killed him. Was it sepsis? And as we mentioned, Brianna Michelot, Corey's mom, was the first witness called to the stand. And we learned that she was 17 and in 11th grade when she gave birth to Corey in 2014. Gregor was in his early 20s, but as we said,
She was 17 and in 11th grade? Did I hear that right? Dude was in his 20s and his girl was 17 in 11th grade?
because it's a question of not only did Gregor
Hold up. Wait a minute. Don, thank you. Y'all, follow Don up with them. Those things. What are they called? Let them cook. They're new. We need to hit those so TikTok will keep spreading the live stream. Ooh, Heather. Yep. Okay, there you go. Brooke, PCU nurse here. Oh, there you go. Brooke. Shout out to Brooke. Nurse gang checking in. All right, let's keep going. This is crazy. Angie, thank you. Stella, thank you.
kill his son or cause his death,
I want to hear it again.
but whether anyone killed him. Was it sepsis? And as we mentioned, Brianna Michelot, Corey's mom, was the first witness called to the stand. And we learned that she was 17 and in 11th grade when she gave birth to Corey in 2014.
Whoa. 17 and in 11th grade when she gave birth. So she could have potentially even been 16, depending on when her birthday is.
Gregor was in his early 20s, but as we said, Gregor didn't know about Corey until the boy was around 4. Michelot revealed on the stand why a family court granted Gregor the status of resident parent, meaning
Yeah, well, I want to know that too. Carol's Dark Sarcasm, thank you. RN present. There we go. Jolie Bibb, 20 years of nursing, 3rd generation nurse here. There we go. She was 16. See, there we go. That was my next question. Charity.
Corey lived with him and Michelot was allowed visitation before a judge approved joint
That is crazy how that happened. What's going on there? Y'all, 12 more of those things.
custody.
And 50,000 likes, y'all. Let's get it. Everybody tap the screen on TikTok. And come watch the video on YouTube if you want to actually see the video.
Now, Brianna, have you struggled with substance abuse?
Yes.
And have you specifically struggled with drugs?
Yes.
Oh, no.
And can you please tell the jurors about this?
Yes. In my early 20s, I
God, can you imagine having to say that?
struggled with drug abuse.
That poor woman.
When I was younger, I went through a lot, and I feel like I used the drugs to like suppress my emotions. I didn't really have the coping skills that I do now, and yeah, like I said, I was just going through a lot. But I've been clean currently for a long time.
And
Good.
have you ever used drugs in front of your son, Corey?
No.
And can you tell us why you were granted custody of Corey in October of 2020?
I went through a drug program, and I provided clean urines, and I just fought really hard because I hated living without my son.
Oh, my God. Angie, thank you. Marty, thank you. Thanks for sharing. Angie, another one. Thank you.
Now, Corey's parents seemingly had a contentious
Casey, thank you.
relationship with each other, and this was documented a bit by the text messages between the two talking about how
No, Lord. It's about to get crazy, isn't it? Don, thank you. Angie, thank you. Don, thank you. Casey, thank you. Casey, thank you. Don, thank you. Angie, thank you. And we hit that goal. You guys are nuts.
how much time Corey was spending with one of them or the other.
Did you speak to Corey in the car before you sent him into the defendant's home?
I did.
And was that the last time that you spoke to Corey?
It was.
At
Oh, man, that poor lady.
3:30 on April 2nd, what did the defendant tell you about Corey?
He said he was lethargic. His legs were hurting.
Oh,
He was sleeping all day.
Charity, yeah, I agree. I hope the mom gets, Charity said, I hope the mom gets help after so that she doesn't start using again.
And
I imagine it would be very easy to fall back into it after something like this. Don, thank you for those.
he was throwing up and just didn't feel good. And then he told me to send Corey's
Oh, poor kiddo. Poor kiddo. Dawn, you're amazing.
insurance card to him.
And did you send the defendant Corey's insurance card?
I did.
And did the defendant say anything about taking Corey to the hospital?
Yes.
And did the defendant tell you what hospital he was taking Corey to?
No.
Was that the last time that you had spoken to the defendant on that day?
Yes.
And did you learn what hospital Corey was taken to?
Yes.
After the phone conversation, did you know at that time what hospital Corey was taken to?
No.
And at that time, what did you do?
I started calling the hospitals to see if Corey was there. I also called my local police department to kind of report Corey as like I don't know where he is, and he's not feeling good. He's sick.
And about 6 o'clock that day on the 2nd, did the police come to your home?
Yes.
And did you learn at that time that Corey had passed?
I did.
Oh my God. My heart is breaking for this woman. Can you imagine? Brooke,
Now,
thanks for the follow.
On that same day that Corey passed away, did you go to the police station and provide a statement?
I did.
And when it came time for the defense to cross-examine Michelot, they focused first on her history of using methamphetamine
Oh, God.
and any relapses.
Wow. Real classy move, defense attorney.
So
See, this is one of those things, y'all. Morality and legality don't very often coincide. Is it morally right for this dude to bring up all that stuff about her? Hell no. But in the eyes of the law, crazy, isn't it? Crazy, isn't it? TikTok, hit the follow button, tap the screen. We just hit 50,000 likes. If you guys want to see the video, we're live on YouTube as well. Just search The Mystery Project. That's where you'll find the YouTube channel. Subscribe. Come over and subscribe, y'all. Also, we're live on Rumble. Shout out to Rumble, home of free speech. Ooh, we're hitting goals too. Dawn, thank you. Oh, Dawn, don't do it. Don't you do it, Dawn. Yo, we got 210 people watching on Rumble. We got 50-something people, 54 people watching on YouTube, and 440 people watching on the TikTok. So come on over to YouTube or Rumble, y'all. Watch the video. You guys over there already, make sure you leave a like. And somebody's got to take the super chat on YouTube. We unlocked super chats, and you can join the YouTube channel. So y'all, join the YouTube channel. Click the link that's pinned in the YouTube comments, and y'all hit me with some super chats, because watch what happens. I can actually put them on the screen. I can pin those things, y'all, if you want to. All right, let's keep going. Let us continue on.
in January of 2020, you have a drug issue, you lose custody of Corey. In March of 2020, you still don't have custody of Corey. I believe it's in October, though, of 2020 that you're now allowed visitation.
I am, yes.
Okay. And in October of 2020, you then relapse in December of 2020.
Yes.
Does Christopher know that you relapsed in December of 2020? Did you tell him?
I don't believe I did.
Okay. And did you go back to rehab?
I did not.
Oh, Angie, yep, I just saw it. Angie, thank you so much. Off the Grid Galaxy. Thank you for the off the grid action. Thank you for the Venmo. Shay, thanks for the Cash App. Julie, thanks for the Cash App. That was a Galaxy too. And Jennifer, thank you for the Venmo as well. Y'all are super sweet for supporting the channel directly. You don't have to do that at all, but I do appreciate it. Thank you for the coffees, ladies. Thank you for the coffees.
Were you able to get over the addiction at that point?
No.
So you relapsed again.
Yes.
When did you relapse again?
God, can you imagine having to be asked those questions? Oh my God, I'd be so pissed. Dawn, off the grid, Galaxy.
Get out of my attic!
for snacks while watching true crime. I did go get some guacamole, y'all. Got some guac. I got my chips. I'm ready. Got some more. What's it called? Salsa. What the is wrong with me? Anyways, off the grid. 5 off the grid, y'all. We're halfway there. We're trying to get 10. Thank you. Let's go. Oh, Tabitha. Let's go, Tabitha. Shout out to the nurses. First super chat. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Very sweet. Y'all, look at that. Support the show. Gets your message put up on the screen. Hell yeah. Thank you for the love. All right, let's keep going.
I don't know. I have to think. Maybe February. I can't recall. It was on and off like once or twice throughout.
February of 2021?
Yes.
And
Mary, become a YouTube member. Let's go. You became a misdemeanor. Hell yeah. Thank you.
was that the last relapse?
Yes. Yes.
So from February of 2021 until you sit here today, you've been sober?
No.
Okay. So you relapsed again?
Okay. Yes, I did one time. Yes.
Okay. What was that?
Probably around the same time.
Did Christopher ask you to send him the insurance card information?
Around 3:30.
Do you remember in this Facebook chat? So that's the day Corey died,
It was.
okay? That's the day.
Lynn Angel, sorry. Well, you just got to click felony. When you sign up, you can join as a misdemeanor, a felony, or a capital case. So you just get to pick. You get to pick which one you want.
Day that you don't know what's going on.
Good to see you,
right?
Nadia.
You don't have any idea what's going on yet, right?
Correct.
All right? And you're asking Justin to bring you a methamphetamine.
Yes.
So, and you said that you relapsed in February.
Yes.
Is that true?
I actually that day I didn't do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you
So-
wanted to do it.
I mean, yeah, I was very upset about my son being abused.
So you wanted
Thank you.
what is it?
Methamphetamine.
Methamphetamine. Do you recall
What is it? What?
on that same time, a little later in the afternoon, where you are saying, can I come over and buy one?
What time was this? 4:03. I do. Yeah. This is the same text message thread. Yeah.
And do you recall then going on and saying, I mean, I could get it by myself,
Yes.
I just don't want that much.
Yes.
Now, what does that mean, I don't want that much?
I wasn't.
Oh my God. It's like painful to have to sit through and listen to the defense attorney try to tear apart the mom to take blame off of this guy. Unbelievably sick. I don't know, but it's giving me like the pain in the stomach, you know, like that, like, ugh. Really, dude? Man, you crazy as hell for that. By the way, TikTok, do me a huge favor. TikTok doesn't care about me anymore. So there's a pinned video right now on the page talking about this live stream, just telling what cases we're going to be going over. Would y'all just real quick click my face, go to the profile, okay? Go to the profile. It's the pinned video. Just click that video, leave a like, leave a comment. Just literally you can comment an emoji, or you can be like, come join the live stream. Whatever you want to put, just go leave a like, go leave a comment. Hit the little favorite thing and repost it. You could do one of those. You could do all 4 of those. Will you please do that? Do it for me, y'all. Would you please? I appreciate it, y'all. It just helps TikTok spread the word. Because they're mad at me for whatever reason. All right, let's keep going.
Like an active addiction, so I didn't need much. So that's what that means.
So on the day that you are complaining that your son was allegedly abused by Christopher, you're asking your boyfriend to bring you methamphetamine.
I did.
Lord have mercy. Dawn! You were so sweet, Dawn. Thank you for the little groundhog dudes. I think, what do we got? 1 left? Unbelievably sweet. And C Bonbon, thank you for the super chat. Another one. Best true crime lives on the interwebs. Thank you. C Bonbon, you're so sweet. You guys are so sweet. Thank you for the super chats, y'all. We unlocked them on the Mystery Project on YouTube, which is pretty incredible. So thank you for that. Let's keep going.
You can kind of see where the defense is going with this, right? They're trying to destroy Brianna Michelo's credibility. And we expect to hear from other family members, doctors, coroners, pathologists, and more during this trial as the jury tries to sort out exactly what injuries this little boy had, when he got them, and who's responsible, if anyone. We will continue to follow it for you.
Unbelievable. Alex, thanks for joining the YouTube channel. Misdemeanor, thank you.
Right here on Sidebar.
Oh my God. What do y'all think about that one? I'm thinking, well, I don't know. Seems like he had some crazy shit going on. Why am I so freaking dark on TikTok? I look like I'm in like a edgy independent film. You know what I mean? I look like I'm about to looks like I'm about to go to Sundance. Is that what it's called? Music the movie festival thing? Looks like I just got back from Cannes, from like a south of France film festival. I should be in black and white. Looks crazy as hell. Okay, hang on. Why is this? It is so screwed up right now. Oh, there we go. All right. Julie, thanks for extending the membership on the TikTok. Ring my bell, ring my bell. Oh, and I should do that for the YouTube ones too. Alex, thank you. Ring my bell. And who it was Mary. Ring my bell, ring my bell. Thank you. Sorry, I had to rush a couple more in there. It's giving me Clue vibes. Well, Dallas agrees. Okay, next case. We're going to be talking about this guy. TikTok, you already see him. Michael, what's his name? Michael Meyden? Michael Meyden, 57 years old, multiple charges in Oregon after he put substances inside his daughter's friend, his teenage daughter's friend's smoothies when they were having a sleepover.
You what?
Yeah, this is real life. Let's go.
An Oregon man stands accused of drugging the smoothies his daughter's young friends were drinking during a sleepover. And
You what?
You're gonna burn in hell for that one, dude.
now some of his former coworkers say this isn't the first time he's shown potentially creepy behavior.
Oh,
We're discussing the criminal charges, the disturbing details from an affidavit, and more with acclaimed personal injury and sex abuse attorney David Ring. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law&Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. 57-year-old Michael Meyden has been out of jail on $50,000 bail in Oregon.
They let that dude out?
Since March, when he was charged with multiple felonies. What am I talking about? Well, prosecutors accuse Meyden of making mango smoothies for his preteen daughter's friends during a sleepover and spiking those drinks with benzodiazepines. We're going to get into
Man, I'm about to put my foot in his aspine. What the is wrong with you, Michael? Oh my God. You're going to have a real nice time in prison.
the exact details from a very disturbing affidavit in just a moment. And I want to warn all of you, there's no other way to say it. It's going to make your skin crawl, what I'm about to get into, but I prefaced it. So Meyden was reportedly a human resources manager for an energy
Yeah, big emphasis on was.
company in Lake Oswego, Oregon. And
Oh, I used to live right there. That's south of Portland. Lake Oswego, Beaverton, all that stuff.
a former coworker says that when they look back on it, some of Meyden's questions about their lives
Lee, thanks for donuts. Don, thanks for donuts. Yo, let's crush that donut goal real quick. And Stella, thank you. And Theron, thanks for the follow. Hit the follow button if you're new here, TikTok.
maybe seem a little creepy. One male colleague told the Daily Mail and New York Post he always wanted to know about our families. He'd ask about my kids, how old they are, what extracurriculars they liked. Then he'd tell me what his kids were up to. It seemed really innocent at the time. That same coworker says that Meyden started liking his daughter's cheerleading photos on Facebook. He would ask questions about her.
That's a little bit creepy.
He knew my kids' names and
Then why would you post your daughter's cheerleading pictures on the internet? You know what I mean?
ages. He kept track.
Or like, no. Let me rephrase that. Why would you post them for everybody to see? You want to post stuff like that? Cool. Post it for family. Select the family members that you want. Don't just put that shit wide open.
Of that stuff. I thought he was just being nice. But after Meyden was arrested in March and the affidavit was made public, things took a very sinister turn. For that, let me bring on David Ring, acclaimed personal injury and sex abuse attorney. David, good to see you. Thanks for coming on. We're about to go on a journey together as we go through this affidavit. Are you ready to do this?
I'm ready, Jesse.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Kathy, thank you for the donuts. Y'all hit me with the donuts. YouTube, hit me with some super chats. Hit the thumbs up button, and Rumble, same thing. Hey, Alex, you got it. Bonnet, YouTube? Bonnet, YouTube? Was that a typo? Or are you trying to say like, très bien? Either way, thank you for the $2 super chat. Let's go. Y'all, I appreciate it. Thanks for the love.
All right, let's get into it. So, the document states that around 7 a.m. on Saturday, August 26th, 2 officers were dispatched to the report of 3 12-year-old female juveniles at Randall Children's Hospital in Portland. They tested presumptive positive for benzodiazepine during a urine screen. The report was made by the emergency room charge nurse. The juveniles reported that they had attended a sleepover at their friend's home on the evening of Friday, August 25th, 2023, where they believed they had unknowingly been given drugs by their friend's father, Michael Meyden. Let's start right there. David, what's your initial take?
How dare you?
That's what it should be.
Unbelievable. But clearly this guy is a predator. And for those of you who don't know, this drug is commonly referred to as benzos, right? And it's Valium, Xanax. And this is the type of drug that if you
Dear God.
take too much of it, it puts you into a deep, deep, deep sleep and knock you unconscious. And clearly this guy had a plan to have these girls rendered unconscious so he could do something terrible to them.
I'm going to get back to that because I'm not
Unbelievably sick. You go burn in hell for that one.
not entirely clear what the plan was, if any. And to be clear, he's not charged with any sex crimes, right? He's only charged, and we'll get into the exact charges, but he's only charged with allegedly drugging these girls. But let's continue on. So the officer who wrote up this affidavit for the court did interviews with the girls and their parents. Quote, during these interviews, I learned none of the parties were particularly close with the Meyden family or had been inside of their home. The girls had attended the same school and had been acquainted there.
Hell no. They weren't even acquainted? Oh, hell no. You ain't going over there. You are not going over there. I don't even know who they are? No. Leanne, shout out to the nurses. And thanks for subscribing. Ring my bell. Ring my bell. Thanks for ringing the subscriber bell over on the Tic Tac machine, y'all. Hit me with the donuts, too. We got 39 left. 39 donuts left, y'all. We can crush that. Let's get it.
All the parents stated they communicated with Mr. Meyden regarding the sleepover. I learned Mr. Meyden is responsible for arranging most of his daughter's play date arrangements as his wife's primary
Play date? Weren't they teenagers?
language is Japanese. The girls described Mr. Meyden to be very involved with their activities during the sleepover. Mr. Meyden has taken them to get their nails done.
What the does that mean? Very involved in their activities during the sleepover?
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Bro, get the hell out of there. You are creepy. That's creepy, y'all. That is very creepy.
Pick up a pizza for dinner and directed their
Ooh, I want a pizza.
activities. The girls explained Mr. Meyden was constantly checking in on them and interjecting himself into their conversations. The girls stated they played in the sprinklers, went in the hot tub, took showers, and got ready for bed at Mr. Meyden's direction.
You sick son of a bitch. What? You motherfucking son of a bitch. Sorry, y'all. I can't say it on TikTok, but I can say it on Rumble. Rumble. Say he's a son of a bitch. What? He told them to play in the sprinklers, get in the hot tub, take showers, and then get ready for bed. He told them to do all of that?
Bruh. You what?
You're going to burn in hell. You're going to have a hard time in prison, literally.
The girls stated they spent the majority of their time in the basement where they were doing a spa night, watching movies while they did facials. David, what do you think?
Hey, look, I mean, that can be taken two different ways, okay? So the way it's written in the affidavit, it comes across as highly suspicious. But look, there's plenty of dads out there that, you know, have sleepovers for their daughters, and the girls come over, and the dads, these are 12-year-old girls, the dad or the mom are supervising them. So taken at its face.
Supervising? Yeah. Telling them to go in the sprinklers, telling them to go in the hot tub, telling them to go take showers like that sounds weird. Especially when given the fact that he's putting things in their smoothies.
Okay, I mean, I don't see anything wildly unusual there.
And my kids aren't spending the night at your house either. What? Just kidding. Allegedly. I don't know that guy. But that is weird.
I think we need to get more into it to see what's going on. But
Okay.
but just from what you've said there, that can be read two different ways. Let's not indict every dad who has a sleepover at his house just yet.
Okay, fair enough. And remember, he is not charged with anything, no sexual related crimes, not touching them, anything like that. Okay, so let's be clear. But let's continue on. So according to the girls, and of course, you know, you have to say with any kind of witness, there could, and David, before I even get into it, with any kind of witness, right, there could be credibility issues, no matter how old or how young they are, right? So as we go through this,
Absolutely.
it goes on. Before they were instructed to go to bed, Mr. Meyden prepared a series of mango smoothies with orange and coconut flavors for them to drink. Mr. Meyden insisted they drink them. The girls were each served 2 smoothies in glass milkshake-style glasses. The smoothies were described as dull orange in color with tiny white chunks throughout and sprinkled on top. The smoothie's consistency was described as having a thinner liquid with bubbles in it. Mr. Meyden specifically gave each of the girls specific colored reusable straws to distinguish their own drink. Mr. Meyden was adamant that the girls drink out of their own cups. Now, the names, of
Because he did not put anything in his own kid's cup.
course, are redacted here, but it says, quote, one victim reported she drank 2 entire cups of the orange-colored smoothie using a hot pink reusable straw. Another stated she drank 1 cup of the orange-colored smoothie using an orange reusable straw. And then the third stated she did not like smoothies and merely sipped out of a green or blue straw to be nice and barely drank any at all. The third victim stated Mr. Meyden encouraged her to try to drink and even made her a second smoothie and encouraged her to drink it, but she did not. She also said Mr. Meyden accused the third victim and another victim of switching straws between their first and second cup, and this upset him. The fourth girl recalled drinking a
You what?
Oh my God.
significant amount of the smoothie, but didn't know how much. That, to me, David, seems a little suspicious.
We've now crossed the line, Jesse. Now things are getting strange and weird because now you have a dad who's injected himself, and it sounds to me by the reading of that he's basically pressuring these 12-year-old girls. And
Yeah. Dawn, howdy, ma'am. Howdy, ma'am. Howdy, ma'am. Howdy, ma'am. Howdy, ma'am. Howdy, ma'am. Thanks, Dawn. Thank you for all the hats.
forcing them to drink these smoothies. Now that's weird. That's creepy. Red flag alert, right?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. If you thought this was already concerning enough. A man paying really close attention to the girls, insisting they drink these smoothies, getting upset. If one of them didn't follow the rules, it actually gets worse because the 12-year-olds, they go to sleep around midnight. 2 girls on the pull-out couch in the basement, 2 in a bed in the back bedroom. One of the victims explained that she and another victim were laying the same direction and her arm was over that girl's body. And she stated at some point, Mr. Meyden came downstairs and she pretended to be asleep. She stated that,
oh, Lord. Alex, big typo, should have said join. Alex, thank you. $2 super chat. Thank you.
he removed her arm from the other girl's body and then separated them by moving the other girl's body further towards the opposite side of the bed. And this concerned the victim so much that she rolled over and placed her arm on the other girl, and she remained awake in fear that Mr. Meyden was going to do something to her. She stated that Mr. Meyden went upstairs. She stated she remained awake, and sometime after, Mr. Meyden returned downstairs to check on them again. So the victim stated that the second time Mr. Meyden came downstairs, he returned to the pull-out couch. She stated he removed...
You what?
This dude is creepy as hell. Look at his face. YouTube and Rumble, sorry, it's not on his face right now, but TikTok, you got a big old glimpse of this creep. Look at him. I think this was mugshot too. Looking crazy as hell like that.
Moved her hand again from the other girl. She said she saw Mr. Meyden in the dim light place his finger underneath her nose as if to see if she was soundly asleep. He then...
You what?
Waved his hand in front of her face. She stated she pretended to be asleep, and shortly after, he walked toward the sliding glass door and went outside into the backyard. The victim said she was scared and began to text and call her parents repeatedly. Now, the officer in the affidavit says, I observed a series of text messages from the victim to her mother at 1:43 a.m. Mom, please pick me up and say I had a family emergency. I don't feel safe. I might not respond, but please come get me. She was crying and then used the cry.
God, can you imagine getting that text message? Man, I'd be out the door so damn fast. I'd be showing up my boxers, being like, dish, 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 let me. This is what it sound like.
FBI, open up!
Real quick. I'd probably call 911 first. On my way there, I'd be calling 911. Get officers to this spot now. But then y'all gets crazy because when they get there, he doesn't want to let them in and says, oh, they're fine. They're just sleeping.
How dare you?
You know what? Everything's fine. Michael, everything's fine. They're just going to sleep it off.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
Creepy ass dude.
Crying emoji. Please, please pick up. Please, please. The victim called and texted several friends requesting a ride. David, what is going on?
There is a lot to unpack there, Jesse. But look, I mean, the first thing that strikes me is this young girl. What a heroine. I mean, to have the courage to realize something is wrong and to text her parents and to make it crystal clear that she needed to get out of there and was persistent about it. There's not a lot of kids that would do that. You know, adults have great sway over young kids, especially, you know, if they're the parent of one of your friends. And most kids are just going to assume that they have good intentions and they would just go along with it. So for this girl to realize how suspicious and creepy and wrong what this guy's actions were, good for her. And clearly, this predator, he had a plan. We'll get to it, I'm sure. But he had a plan. He's going down there twice to see if they're asleep.
Let's talk about that. Again, he hasn't been charged with touching the girls, any sex crimes. He's only been charged with drugging them. I mean, I say only charged. I mean, that's pretty serious set of felonies. But
yeah,
I don't understand what was going on here, what the motive would be to do this. What's your take? And again, it's pure speculation at this point because we just don't know.
What do y'all think the motive was? I guess Rumble is probably the only place that can actually type it. But what do y'all think this creep wanted to do? Make sure they all get a really good night's sleep?
Well, I don't think it's pure speculation. I mean, I think I've been around enough cases that this guy had a plan, and his plan was to render these girls essentially unconscious and sexually assault one of them. That's what I think was going on, and thank God he didn't do that. He didn't get away with it, therefore no charges for sexual assault.
And he went outside, at one point, and then came back in. It's such a weird situation.
It's weird, but clearly he had some plan to take advantage of them in an unconscious state. And what could that possibly be? What's the plan? I mean, the only one that leaps to my mind is he's going to sexually assault one of the girls in some way.
But you wouldn't be able to charge that without more, right? Without more, you wouldn't be able to prove that.
Exactly, because he didn't get away with it. Thank God.
Thank God,
He didn't get away with it. You know, he didn't. This girl was able to put an end to it before he got that far. But the charges that the counts he's charged with are very, very serious. They're felonies, and he's going to go to prison for a while.
We'll get to that in a second. I want to continue on with the affidavit, what happened next. So she stated, this victim, Mr. Meyden, returned from the sliding glass door, stood near the headboard for what she thought was 15 minutes. She stated she could feel him watching her by his presence as she kept her eyes shut, pretending to be asleep. She said when he finally went upstairs, she continued trying to get a hold of anyone she could to pick her up. The girl did manage to get a hold of a family friend, explained what was happening, so the friend agreed to come get her. And get this, according to the affidavit, the preteen says that Meyden came down to the basement a third time. He went into the bathroom.
You what?
And she said this bathroom had an adjoining door to the bedroom that the other two girls were in, and she was concerned for the other two girls in the bedroom. So the victim states when she received a text message that the family friend was outside, Mr. Meyden came out of the bathroom. The victim stated she immediately told him she had a family emergency and she was being picked up. She stated Mr. Meyden seemed drunk and explained he murmured and slurred his response. He did not prevent her from leaving. She stated that she went into the garage to retrieve her shoes using a very loud door. She said she was concerned when the other girls didn't wake up. That's why she apparently slammed the door. So when the 12-year-old got home, she woke up her parents. From the redaction, it's difficult to tell exactly what's going on, but they're trying to call the parents of the other girls, and at least two of the other parents were unable to be reached. So they headed to Meyden's house around 3 a.m. The affidavit says that a mother, appears to be a mother, knocked on the door, was met by Mr. Meyden. She explained to him she was there to take the girls home. He replied, "I don't understand." Mr. Meyden stated he would go check on the girls. The mother stood at the front door while Mr. Meyden went back into the house. And after a few minutes, he returned, stated the girls were asleep, insisted she come back in the morning. Fortunately, they were able to convince Meyden to show them where the girls were sleeping. They woke up the two remaining guests, apparently leaving Meyden's daughter there in the home. David, your reaction to that next part?
Well, okay, a couple of reactions. One, again, great job by these parents who believed their daughter, who didn't just go, "Oh, come on, you're exaggerating this. There's no way this guy did anything like that. The other girls are fine." They believed her, and they actually did something about it. They went over there and
shout out to them.
Demanded that these other girls be taken out of the house so they can take them to their parents. Great job. My other reaction to that is, well, where's Mrs. Meyden this whole time? Where's the wife? Where is she involved in all this? How does he get away with all of this going on, with people knocking on his door, with a girl slamming the door to leave? Where's the wife in all of this? That's an eyebrow raiser to me.
It's a fair question. Maybe we'll get some more answers on that one. But continuing on with this affidavit, so the officer apparently interviewed another of the girls around noon on Saturday. So that's about 12 hours after she drank the smoothies. And the affidavit states that she walked slowly, used the assistance of her mother for balance. Her eyelids were heavy. She spoke slowly. She recalled starting to feel woozy, hot, clumsy shortly after drinking that second smoothie. She couldn't recall what occurred upon blacking out, but the victim shared that she went into a thick, deep sleep that she had never experienced before. The officer states,
Wow.
based on my interviews of parents and juveniles, I know that none of the juveniles are prescribed, have access to, or experiment with recreational drugs and benzodiazepines. I have probable cause and believe it to be true. Mr. Meyden surreptitiously provided and is responsible for the benzodiazepines found in the juvenile's body. He has been charged with 3 felony counts of causing another person to ingest a controlled substance, 3 felony counts of applying a Schedule 4 controlled substance to the body of a minor, and 3 misdemeanor counts of delivering to a minor a Schedule 4 controlled substance. Now, the affidavit doesn't mention where Meyden's wife was during all of this. We do know that she and Meyden were divorced within a couple of months of this incident, but
I would imagine so. He probably gave her one of those smoothies too.
Before an arrest, he's due back in court next month. Talk to me about these charges, and talk to me about if there's any kind of defense, innocent explanation for this, because it seems pretty clear that they had these substances in their body. If you take what the officer said, there's nothing to suggest they were prescribed it, that they were abusing this on their own. The only way to get this into their systems was through the shakes, through the smoothies.
Through this
Is there
weirdo.
any kind of defense? Is there any kind of innocent explanation for this, to these really serious charges?
I don't see any defense to that. Look, these are very, very powerful drugs. I mean, let's assume it's Valium or Xanax. That's basically what we're talking about when we talk about benzos. And obviously those are prescribed, and you're supposed to take low dosage of those. So if he is mixing that up into a smoothie and he's putting several of those pills in each smoothie, that's going to have the exact effect that girl described, where she basically is in the deepest sleep of her life and is in a trance and feels like she's unconscious and has difficulty moving. And so
Unreal, y'all.
it seems crystal clear that the way that these girls were given those benzos was through the smoothies. And who was the person directing them to drink the smoothies and had them all separated out with colored straws? The perpetrator, this dad. I mean, he clearly had a plan to get them, to knock them unconscious.
If first of all, how serious are these charges? What are we looking at in terms of
Felony.
potential punishment, if you know? And is this the type of case where he would ultimately take a deal? And what would a deal look like?
These are very serious charges. I mean, it's a weird name, causing another person to ingest a controlled substance. But that's a technical legal name. But bottom line is those are serious felonies, and he's charged with several of them. And so he's facing, significant jail or prison time for these. And look, I think if he rolled the dice and somehow went to trial and offered up some sort of lame
Stella, howdy, ma'am. Thank you. Y'all, we need 6 more of those hats. Hit me with a little cowboy hat action, y'all. I appreciate it.
explanation of his role in all of this, I don't see anybody buying his story. And the outrage factor.
I want to know what his story is. How does he even try to describe what he did?
Any parent out there, any person out there who hears this, just like you and I, have the same reaction. It's just pure outrage. And they are going to throw the book at this guy to make sure he is off the streets and in prison. Where
Hell yeah. By the way, TikTok, hit the follow button if you're new here. My name's Patrick. If you like true crime, we're live every single night talking about all kinds of different cases. So hit the follow button. Keep tapping the screen like crazy. Let's get 75,000 likes. Come on, y'all. Tap the screen. Hit the, what are we trying to hit? The cowboy hats. We need 6 more of the cowboy hats so TikTok will share the live stream out. And do me a favor if you guys want to watch the video with us, because you can actually see the videos we're watching on the YouTube channel and the Rumble channel. So come on over to YouTube, search The Mystery Project. You'll find the channel. Subscribe. Come watch the video that way. Or rumble.com/The Mystery Project. The Mystery Project, y'all. Come on over. Come and hang out with us on YouTube. We got 60 people on YouTube, and we got 235 people on Rumble right now. 470 people on TikTok. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Keep tapping the screen like crazy, y'all. 75,000 likes. And hit me with the little hats, y'all. And there's a pinned video on the profile right now talking about this live stream. Would you guys do me a favor and just go leave a like, leave a comment, and Like, comment. What's the other one? Repost. Like, comment, and repost the pinned video on the profile on TikTok, y'all. Just click my face, go to the profile, leave a like, leave a comment. Tell people to come join the live stream. All right, let's continue on.
It belongs.
Well, listen, I don't know what could have happened next. I don't even want to imagine what could have happened next. All I know is I agree with you. Brave actions from that girl to do that. This is a horrifying case. It's even difficult for me to go through that affidavit, some of the more creepy details I've heard in quite some time. David Ring, thanks so much for coming on, giving your perspective. Really appreciate it. I wish it was a different.
All right. Janelle, thanks for the cap. Howdy, ma'am. Howdy, man.
Kind of case we were talking about.
5 more.
But yeah, really appreciate your perspective nonetheless, sir.
Oh my God. Yeah, that dude, sick as hell, burn in jail and go to prison. No, burn in hell. That's what you're gonna do. Burn in hell. All right, y'all. We got another one. Oh man. Here we go. Oh, Don, are you hitting me with mini multiple cowboy hats? Are you howdy? Are you getting your mams howdy? Sue and Drew, no, but it seems like that was his intent. That seems very likely to have been his intent. Dude, sick as hell. Sick as hell. 2 more cowboy hats, y'all. Let's get it. And then we're going to talk about Ruby Frankie. Well, at least Ruby Frankie's friend. What was her name? Hannah? Let me look. I had it right, y'all. Paige Hannah. Her last name was Hannah. Apparently, she calls Ruby out on a bunch of stuff. And Jody. So let's see. You guys ready for this one? Boom. It's going to start in about 3, 2, 1.
I still get really upset
Killed it.
because it was so selfish and angry at her for what she did.
Paige Hannah is a name that's come up in the Ruby Frankie Jody Hildebrand case, and now she's speaking out. We bring on KUTV2 News' Brian Schnee to break down her response and her connection to this pair of child abusers. Welcome.
Her what?
The Sidebar, presented by Law
Aaron,
and
thanks for
Crime.
follow.
I'm Jesse Weber. I want to talk to you about Paige Hannah right now. Now, you might be saying, why does that name sound so familiar? I'm going to tell you why. Now, she is purportedly a former colleague of Jody Hildebrand and friend and business partner to Ruby Frankie.
You what?
Ruby Frankie, of course, the once popular mommy vlogger, YouTuber, and Jody Hildebrand, the once controversial mental health therapist, who were arrested, charged, pleaded guilty to aggravated child abuse of 2 of Ruby's youngest children. They are each sitting in prison right now. They were handed down indeterminate sentences that could see them behind bars anywhere between ostensibly 4 to 30 years.
Yep, get them out of here. Brittany, thanks for the follow. Boogity boo. Howdy, sir. Thanks for the cap. Thanks for the hat. Y'all, we need 1 more cowboy hat. Let's get it.
This is all for 4 counts of aggravated child abuse. Now, again, why does that name Paige Hannah sound so familiar? Well, for those who have been following this Ruby Frankie and Jody Hildebrand case for a while, I will tell you why. It is because she and her husband, Johnny Hannah, the Hannahs, were mentioned by Kevin Frankie, Ruby's estranged husband, in his interview with police. And
oh, Lord, here we go. Is that Leslie? Leslie, good to see you. Hello, Patrick. Everyone, been a long time. Hell yeah. See, we're live on the Mystery Project now, Leslie. It's good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Long time no see.
And this police interview, along with a lot of other material, was part of a huge release of evidence in this case by Utah officials. So what did Kevin say about the Hannahs? Take a listen.
It got strange around the fall of 2020. The Hannahs were trying to convince and bring Ruby into thank you. Thanks. Into this organization called Connections.
Oh, shit. Here we go. Lee Dalton. Lee. Thank you. Thank you for the cap. Howdy, ma'am. Y'all, we're crushing goals like crazy right now. This is ridiculous. Hang on, let me get another one set real quick let's get some heart action, y'all. Boom. Let's get 10 of the hearts. And shout out to Leslie.
Get out of my attic!
What are you doing? $20 super chat. Thank you for the love, Leslie. It has been a long time. Very much appreciated. Very, very sweet of you. All right, let's continue on.
And that particularly were focused on things like lust versus love and healthy marriages, happier marriages, happier relationships. And my impression.
Yeah, but Jody Hildebrandt was divorced. So what the hell does she have to say about any of that stuff?
At that time was,
unless she's saying, don't do what I did. Here's what I learned from my failed marriage. That's what she should have been saying. You want to come from that angle? Absolutely. You want to come from a position of authority? Hell no.
You what?
this is absolute.
It's more like Jody Hilda can't, because I can't with that lady.
Craziness. This is a bunch of man-hating women that are just looking for excuses to tear down their husbands. But it was confusing because there were people that I respected a lot that were up on the stage with microphones in hand, giving testimonials of how great this was and how it changed their lives and their marriage, and like the Hannahs were among them. Jody.
What? No.
Really opened up to.
They're probably getting paid.
The women in a private conversation that she believed she was being tormented and haunted by shadow figures every night. I don't know exactly what happened, but the Hannahs do. All I know is at some point within a couple days of that, in that month of March, the Hannahs drove down from Mapleton and picked Jody up and brought her back to their home in Mapleton, and she lived for 6 weeks in that home in Mapleton. And this is where, I don't know what happened, but I do know that there's two different sides of stories. They tried to introduce her to a new cult lady that the Hannahs were getting into, so they wanted to merge their cults into one, apparently. According to Jody, she was held against her will for 6 weeks. And was kidnapped, and she escaped and got out.
Mm-hmm. I believe you, Jody. I totally believe you.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
Give me a damn break. Give me a damn break. Desiree, thank you for the hearts, though. Thanks for the heart me. Desiree. Is that Gianna in the house? Oh, my God. Y'all, Cousin G in the house. Oops. It just made me almost translate what you said. I'm trying to pin it. Y'all, give my cousin a follow. I can't pin your comment, G. Sorry. TikTok hates me. I thought it was going to be easy. I thought I could just press it, pin it, and then I'd be like,
that was easy.
But instead, I'm like this.
What? What the fuck?
Well, you can pin your own comment, though, it looked like. All right, let's keep going.
According to the Hannahs, after 6 weeks of Jody stabbing herself with forks and knives, cutting herself, and wanting to commit suicide and trying
Lord.
to seduce the husband of the family, they kicked her out.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Jody was trying to get after the husband of that family?
How dare you?
I don't know what's the truth. Maybe a little bit of both. I don't know. But the point is, somewhere around mid-April,
Patrick, hello.
Jody was back in her home in Ivans, and she was a hot
Lex was asking about Cousin G today. Where's Cousin G?
mess. And she reached out to Ruby for help. And Ruby was always jealous of the Hannahs, that they had a better relationship with Jody than she did. It hurt her that she felt like she was being excluded from what was going on at the Hannahs' house. And then she'd say, why so many secrets? And the Hannahs would say, it's not secret, it's sacred. And when the time's right, you can know too.
Little strange, maybe a lot of strange to say the least. But We want to talk about Paige Hanna because she just released a series of videos on YouTube. They're listed under the YouTube channel called Under the Rug. And she released it back on April 12th. It was her response to all of this. As I said, she actually released 2 videos. Here's a snippet from her latest one titled The Second. And this is where she speaks out about Jodi Hildebrandt.
And she's living as the exception to her teachings with this victim mindset. This everyone's out to.
Damn, that's a production ass quality right there. Does she? Is that what her? Does she have? I'm gonna go look it up. Under the Rug. Oh, only 2 videos, 3,000 subscribers. Look at that setup, y'all. Holy shit. Oh my God.
Get me, or Satan himself is out to get me. Any teachings can be good until they're weaponized.
So she claims that her relationship with Ruby and Jodi ended in June of 2021. Let's make sense of what all of this is about. And for that, let me bring on fan favorite, my favorite. Right now, KUTV2 News' anchor and reporter Brian Schnee. He's been following this case with me since the very beginning. He is rocking a very colorful parka. I think that's the way to describe it for all of our audio listeners. I encourage you to check it out on our YouTube page. It's just
that's what I'm saying, y'all. TikTok, y'all are the audio listeners right now because I can't show you videos on TikTok. They get mad at me when I show y'all videos. But y'all can come over and check out the YouTube channel. Search The Mystery Project right here. The Mystery Project. Search that name on YouTube. We're live right now. Same name. Well, it's not the same name, but the title is the same name. Never mind. Forget what I just said. Y'all, go to YouTube, search The Mystery Project. You can find The Mystery Project. Subscribe to that channel. You can watch the video. And we are live on Rumble as well. Rumble.com/The Mystery Project. We got 217 people watching on Rumble. We got 66 people watching on YouTube. Both of y'all, both pages, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button. All right, let's keep going. And TikTok, hit the follow button. Tap the screen like crazy. Let's get 100,000 likes. And y'all hit me with the hearts. We need 9 more of the little kissy heart things. Come on, y'all. Let's crush the goals. So TikTok will share the stream out. Let's go.
Just phenomenal, Brian. Good to see you.
Always good to see you. We will do our very best to unpack this. There was a lot said in both videos and a lot to try and make sense of. But I get the sense that there
should we watch the videos, y'all?
Will be more videos at this point, Jesse.
We might be watching those videos tomorrow, y'all. Jessica, thanks for the follow.
Before we even get into the videos, what is your understanding of who she is? What her connection is to all of this? I've heard through the grapevine that the Hannas might be a little well known. And my understanding is, have you had any communication with Paige Hanna? So that's a lot I threw at you, but who is Paige Hanna? Who's Johnny Hanna? And have you spoken to her?
Dawn! You're so sweet, Dawn. Thank you so much. Jeez, give me one too. Oh my goodness. Halfway there, y'all. 5 left. Thank you so much.
With them.
Haven't spoken to Johnny, traded some messages with Paige. We knew about Paige from the early portions of just kind of hearing through the grapevine a little bit more about Ruby Frankie, a little bit more about Jodi Hildebrandt, but most importantly, what is Connections Classroom, right? That is how all of this really ties into all of those names I just mentioned. The Hannas are a large family in Utah County. They also, in terms of well-known, I mean, Johnny is a businessman, has done a lot of things that involve startups of businesses and such. So just one of those very large families in an area that is known for having large families here in parts of Utah. So Paige being discussed by Kevin Frankie, I don't think that really caught anybody who's been looking sort of inside baseball on this situation. I don't think it caught anyone by surprise, but the fact that she started putting out some videos and really diving in deep to her history with Ruby and Jodi, it's really interesting stuff.
And I talk about these videos in the sense that, well, I'll tell you what. Before we even talk about the videos, I played snippets.
Gee, absolutely, I will. And y'all, Lex broke his iPad the other night. No, I don't have it in here right now. But like he had like a little crack on it, but I guess he was like getting into his game and he was pressing a little too hard, and the little crack went phew, and then the whole screen did the lines, all the multicolored lines, and then went totally black. And he had a meltdown, y'all. He was so sad. So his new one comes in tomorrow, thank God.
Of what Kevin was saying about it. I'm still confused what exactly he's alleging about the Hannahs. What's your take on what he's alleging?
I don't know, because what we don't have, keep in mind, Kevin said a lot to officers and they released a lot of that stuff. What they didn't ever share with us are these pen papers, right? The pen papers that just miraculously disappeared. I don't even really understand what he's trying to convey about the Hannahs. It's a question that if I ever have the opportunity to sit down and talk to Kevin, it's definitely on my long list of questions for Kevin Frankie. But how do the Hannahs fit into all of this? It really started with connections back in, I believe, 2018, right? I mean, this has been a while, at least 6 years. And Paige even says at some point during this, she wasn't aware of the 8 Passengers channel, didn't watch any of the videos, then obviously watched something down the line to add some context to a lot of her thoughts in these videos.
And that's the point. She released these videos in response to what Kevin said about her. So what exactly was that response? What was, when you took these 2 videos, what was she trying to clear the record about?
I don't think she's really cleared the record on a whole lot yet. She's trying to dive deep.
Gee, yeah, for real. It was fine after a minute.
Deep into a historical context about how she met Jody, then met Ruby, which it was through, if we understand correct, she took a parenting class from Jody. Johnny, her husband, also took a parenting class from Jody. They never went to Jody for therapy. She talks about this in her first video. It was a parenting course, if you will, 6 to 8 weeks, once a week. She described it as 2 hours long. And these were some of those Connections Classrooms offerings, right? So,
oh God,
she gets really deep into how.
Mesha, thanks for the follow.
How did she first?
Y'all hit the follow button if you're new here. Tap the screen like crazy too, y'all. Let's get over 100,000 likes right now. Come on, we get over 100,000. TikTok's gonna keep spreading the word. Plus, if we hit some heart action, y'all, the little heart me's, just like that, Dawn. Hey, y'all. Oh, Dawn, 2 more. Wow, woo wooey. Y'all 3 left. Let's get it real quick.
Really interact with Jody and the red flags, I guess, if you will, that she didn't notice at first with Jody, but now that everything has been put together, so she says these are now the red flags that maybe she wished she had noticed. But she doesn't talk a whole lot about Kevin, other than the fact that in one of these videos, she talks about Kevin Frankie in the state of when she started working with Connections and Ruby started to get involved, they started almost picking at Kevin in a way because Kevin didn't believe in these things, right? Kevin was not a part of Connections Classroom. There was a moment in the second video that she said that Jody just kind of laughed at what Kevin's responses were to all of this. They had some judgments. I believe mostly Jody at this point of what Paige was talking about as to how Kevin really saw what was going on with these Connections Classroom teachings, if you will. So apparently Kevin didn't buy it from the beginning, according to Paige Hannah.
Did she address the main issue about when Jody was allegedly staying with her and her husband? And there was this, again, Kevin's like, well, the Hannah say one thing, Jody says another thing. Did Paige Hannah respond to that? Because I might have missed it, but did she respond to when Jody was apparently staying with them?
I don't think so. And I've listened to about 50 minutes of the 2 videos, and I imagine that still comes down the line because we're still in about the 2020 timeframe here in these videos. She left off in part 2 talking about.
Oh, damn. Dawn, thank you. Marnie, thanks for sharing the live so many times. So sweet. Y'all, we got 2 more of the hearts. 2 more hearts left. Can we get them real quick? Can we get them?
Giving Jody a lot of time in 2020, the same time that she gave birth to her 8th child in September of that year. It was a point where she got really emotional too. She basically said she had become more important to me. She had become more important than my family, the amount of time that she was taking And then she started to
You
break
mean with
down.
Jody? Like she was spending too much time with Jody? Yeah.
Whoa.
Spending so much time with Jody, and she's a mother of 8 children, right? And she called it, reflecting on that time frame from 4 years ago, so selfish. So I believe that is the time frame where Paige stops really getting into these moments. So I don't think we got there yet, Jesse. I don't think we did, unless I missed it.
I didn't hear it either. I didn't hear it, and I was waiting for it. Like, this is your opportunity.
There's so much said in these 2 videos that gets really deeply rooted into the practices of Connections Classroom, the manipulation, the distortion, all of the words that we've heard over the last 8 months describing Jody Hildebrand and Ruby Franke and this whole thing. But we didn't really get into the nitty gritty of one staying with the other, or the future reactions or interactions, I should say, with Kevin Franke. And I think that'll probably come in the next video or 2 videos, depending on how long she goes with this.
I will tell you, I thought it was very interesting that some of the allegations she made against Jody are entirely consistent with what Kevin and, by the way, Jody said in her taped jailhouse phone calls. This idea of there's demonic forces and Satan is after her. I mean,
bitch, you are Satan. What the hell? I'm Jody Hildebrand and Satan is after me. No, you are Satan. Sorry, I just needed an outburst because what the stop.
Paige Hannah mentions that in the video, that this is what Jody was telling her. And again, that's very consistent with what Jody had said in before. Like when she was arrested, she thought that, you know, they're out to get me. This is another example of Satan testing me. Like, I'm paraphrasing, but it was, again, trying to defend herself in the wake of allegations that she abused 2 children. I thought that part was really interesting about Paige Hannah.
And she talks about that in the second video. She said, Jody would confide in me in having horrific nightmares. And she felt it to be pretty interesting that Jody would get more personal with Paige than other people that were involved in Connections. They grew this sort of bond, if you will, or friendship, where Jody would open up beyond what she described as giving really the 10% truth, or the just a smidge to people in class to allow them to fill in the rest, and basically telling yourself the story that you want to hear, and looking at Jody as though she is this higher power, right? So she said in those nightmares, Jody would describe that Satan himself was out to get her, and that it demonstrates her belief that she was called on by God to teach these connections to the world. And she called that in that moment a red flag, but she did not recognize it. So she believes in that moment.
What the fuck?
Man, this is crazy. We got to watch the videos, Pat. Yeah, no, I got the channel. I hit it to save later or watch later. I saved them, y'all. We can watch those. I don't know what the hell she says. I want to know what she says, y'all.
She talks about the Satan and the nightmares and the higher power and believing Jody is more than in both videos.
And she
How dare you?
focuses a lot on the idea of a cult, and said that, you know,
Tink, this is Ruby Franke, the mommy vlogger, whatever lady. Pat, have you watched Baby Reindeer? I need to know. No, what's that? Gee, send it to me. I'll watch it right now. Well, not right now, but you know what I mean. Send it to me. Yeah, but they're talking about a friend of Ruby's and Jody Hildebrand's, and apparently a student of Jody Hildebrand, her and her husband.
The way that you can focus on a cult, or you can see something's a cult, if there's one person at the top who's not even following their own teachings. It seemed to me almost, I think.
Yeah, crazy as hell. Y'all, we need one more of the hearts too. Can we get one more of the little hearts? One more little keys. By the way, TikTok, hit the follow button too if you're new here. My name's Patrick. If you like true crime, we're live every single night. Literally every single night. Keep tapping the screen like crazy too, y'all. Everybody tap the screen a few hundred times. Let's get 100,000 likes.
I think more in the second video than the first.
And go off the grid. Yo, we got 5 off the grids. We're going for 10. We need 5 more people to go check it out. TheHauntedSide.com. You can find all kinds of ways to support the show directly. Benny boy, let's go. Crushing goals.
That was easy.
I'm going to get it switched up. Let's keep going, y'all.
First, it's almost as a PSA, a warning to people. That's one of the takeaways I got from this.
Look at who you follow. Look at who you're married to. She goes on after that saying, basically, look at who you surround yourself with and try to see through the fill in the blank. Because Paige Hanna didn't see through the fill in the blank that Jody was throwing at them, which is why I thought it was really.
He was going to say bullshit. Aaron, we're live on YouTube right now. We're live on YouTube and Rumble. You just got to search for The Mystery Project. The name of the channel on YouTube is The Mystery Project. The name of the channel on Rumble is The Mystery Project. There's a Mystery Project sandwich on your screen. I texted to you. Thank you, G. Yeah. This happened in Oregon. No, this is Utah.
Really interesting because she even talks about it in the first video. She said it doesn't take somebody with a low IQ to be manipulated by, let's just say, a cult leader. It just takes the desire to become a better person and someone to come and manipulate it. So at this point, she clearly talks about Jody being at the top, right? Or being a part of that leadership of.
If I walk into a parenting class or some kind of relationship marital class and I see that, what I see on the screen right now, I'm calling 911. I'm getting a full refund. I'm calling 911 and I'm going to be like,
You what?
and if you don't know what I'm talking about, TikTok, come right now. I'll leave it up on the screen for a few seconds, but come right now over to the YouTube channel or the Rumble channel, search The Mystery Project, look at what is on the screen, and tell me if that looks like something that you would want to be a part of. Come on over, y'all. We got 72 people watching right now. We've been trying to get over 100 watchers on YouTube on one of the live streams. Now's your chance. Make my dreams come true, y'all. Come on over. The Mystery Project on YouTube. Just search The Mystery Project or The Mystery Project True Crime. And look at this craziness. And Jody right there in the middle, looking like Nick Lachey from 98 Degrees, about to pop out, hit her with the, what was that song? What was their big one? What was the 98 Degrees, the big one? Oh, I can't remember it. Oh, we're at 79, y'all. Oh, we're going to get it. Hold on. Let me look. 98 Degrees. My everything. You are my everything. Whoo! Nothing your love away. She looks like she's doing a pop out to sing that shit right there. Oh, she go kick that. She's going to kick the laptop off, though. She could pull a Mean Girls and kick the. Well, they had a stereo, but they can kick the damn laptop right off into somebody's face down there. Look at that. Bam. Jody Hildebrandt, you are crazy as hell. I do cherish you. Ooh, that's a good one, too. A squirrel. Yep. All right, 84 people watching, y'all. Make sure you subscribe when you come in. And let's continue.
Connections classroom and however.
Oh, no, she was dancing too, y'all. She was getting into it.
Everyone was just falling in line with whatever she had to say. But she also talks about how Jody was just, you would open up to her and she would say, well, why, what did you do wrong? Why did you do this to yourself? No empathy, no sympathy, and really no remorse for the things that people were sharing with her. Nonetheless, just turning it around on the individual itself and basically prodding with a fork. Well, what happened to you? Why did you do this? That is how she did this. And she did that with, as she mentions, towards the second.
Gaslighting, manipulation, emotional manipulation.
Tail end of the second video, she talks about those teachings and how she had already weaponized those teachings with Jesse Hildebrandt. And she didn't really know that until all of the reporting came out and Jesse's story came out, who obviously spoke with you guys as well. And it's those
teachings. Absolutely. But I'm using StreamYard.
Teachings of the manipulation and the self-worthlessness that continued on and on and on, where everyone just seemed to fall in line with whatever Jody Hildebrandt had to say in any of those classes, in any of those therapeutic sessions, if you will, under the umbrella of Connections Classroom.
Beautiful soul, hashtag Kareen. It's the Mystery Project. Gee, is it though? Because I think I had that one before and it sucked. Maybe it's better now.
And we'll talk about Paige Hannah's kind of relationship with Ruby Frankie, but just sticking with Jodi for one more second. So much of Jodi Hildebrandt's a mystery, at least to me. But did you, unless I misheard it, didn't she say in her video that Jodi kind of opened up to her about her past and her relationships? What talk to us about that?
She mentioned that there was a moment in time, kind of like the time where she discussed the nightmares, that Jodi found a way to confine in Paige. For some reason, Jodi found a way to open up to her where she didn't do that with other people. And there is a lot of mystery to the real past of Jodi, right? Someone who's not close with her own children, someone who is divorced, right, from many, many years ago, and then has kind of taken this journey by herself. And Paige said in the early part of the first video that in the past, quote, I may have said that she became a dark. I recognize she was a dark person from the beginning.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Y'all hit me with the high bears. We're trying for 222 of those bad boys over on the Tic Tac machine.
And it was masked. And it was through those moments where she starts to describe some things that Jodi told her, and I don't have them exactly at the top of brain, but where you know the family comes into play and where she gets to where Jodi was with connections. But it sounds like she had been hiding for a long time, and she mentioned that as well. Very interesting that she kind of tiptoes around some of the parts of who Jodi Hildebrandt really is.
Nancy, thanks for the heart me.
And it shows a relatively close relationship between her and Jodi Hildebrandt, which again was referenced by Kevin Franke in his police interview, because he told law enforcement that Ruby was almost jealous that Paige Hannah had this close relationship with Jodi Hildebrandt, and Ruby Franke always wanted, even when she was a young girl, she always wanted to be the friend. So talk to me about what you learned between the relationship of Ruby Franke and Paige Hannah. What was their relationship like?
Well, they started getting after it on a YouTube channel, right? All of this stems back to social media for
getting after it.
All of this, right? The 8 Passengers channel that blew up, and then ultimately Ruby said, I want to give this to Jodi, and Kevin was like, why?
Man, y'all crazy as hell. Jodi Hildebrandt, Ruby Franke, y'all f***ed up big time. All right, y'all are dumb as hell. What you should have done is none of this crazy shit and talking about like dark this and dark that and oh my God, like trying to break up families and shit. Nah. Y'all wanted to have your little
clank, diddy, clank, diddy, clank, clank, clank.
You shouldn't have been starting parenting groups. Y'all should have started a joint OF. That could have made y'all some money and no kids would have been hurt. None of that stuff would have happened with your children's. That's what y'all should have done. You're over here making up parenting groups and shit, acting crazy as hell. You should have went the other route. You crazy, crazy women. Insane.
You what?
Anyways. Why are you giving away our channel that's worth X amount of money to Jodi? But ultimately, this Under the Rug channel that Paige Hannah is putting the videos out on is the name of the channel that was deleted and scrubbed that Ruby and Paige started years ago. So they had a channel together where they started just talking about things that Paige didn't really get too deep into, but she did tell a few stories about some teachings with Jodi.
Oh, Lord. Gee, exactly. Doing everything but actual real therapy.
And how Ruby didn't see it as, you know, Paige was articulating the same way that Jodi would, almost in a defensive manner, defending Jodi and feeling, I don't know how to describe it, like there was some animosity between the two. But they had this channel called Under the Rug, which was a channel that was essentially deleted. So I haven't seen the...
Man. Jodi, she had another channel that was called Into the Carpet. All right, I give up. I stop.
videos, but she talks about her time of developing this YouTube presence with Ruby Franke, who had obviously done the YouTube thing, done it well, been very successful to the point where they were making money off this channel. So Ruby and Paige decided to start this Under the Rug channel, which went into some of the teachings and a little bit more about, in a way, Jodi Hildebrandt's power
Patrick, you're done.
with connections. Now, I wish I could see those videos because I'd be interested to see just how deep they got into some of the conversations about Jodi,
I think a bunch of us are curious about how deep they got.
about her teachings, about her background, about her history, and see that true interaction there as Paige describes it a little bit in the second video. But it's hard to put into my brain how that looked, I guess, on camera, if that makes
That's suspicious. That's weird.
sense.
No, it does. I tell you, I would not be surprised, as you were saying, if this is not the last response. If there is more to come for Paige Hanna, more of a story to tell, I wonder if she's being, reserving some of these details for a reason, or she's waiting to figure out how to properly communicate it. But I imagine we're going to see more videos from her and maybe more answers in this case. Brian Schnee, thank you so much for coming on. I love talking to you. I hope everybody can check you out on KUTV2 News. Also, if you can, just tell everybody where they can find you, learn more information about the work you do.
Before we go, listen, Paige and Johnny, I learned this towards the tail end of the first video. They became
Otherwise known as Pawnee.
volunteers for
Spin Kid, thank you. Sarita, thanks for the follow.
the board of Connections Classroom. So that's where both of those.
Y'all hit me with those high bears. We need 200 to go. And we still haven't hit 100,000 likes, y'all.
You what?
What?
How dare you?
Tap the screen like crazy, y'all.
Parents, if you will, of 8 kids got involved in Connections. And then Paige also talks about money and power. That's what Jodi was after. And breaking families apart, Jesse, the same thing that we've heard about for other relationships that other people have talked about with Jodi Hildebrandt. Paige Hanna is also asserting in some of these videos. And you're right. Doubt that this is the last video that she puts out. Towards the tail end, she said there will likely be more. So I imagine in the next few weeks, we'll see more. So you can always get a lot of our local coverage here of this case over the last 8 months or so on our website, KUTV.com. It's also on our YouTube channel, which is KUTV2 News in Salt Lake City. We have a lot more still coming here, especially in the next few days, working on more coverage about Ruby Franke. We're talking about the comparison of Frankie and Lori Vallow Daybell, another case that's gotten so much traction and interest, worldwide interest. I know you've talked about it as well. And also, what is the life like for a Ruby Franke or Jodi Hildebrandt when they go into prison? We'll look into that a little bit, also coming up in the next couple of weeks here locally at KUTV2 News in Salt Lake.
I hope
Oh, damn.
everybody checks you out, Brian. Thank you so much for coming on. Always appreciate it.
Oh, my goodness. Insane. Insane. We got to watch those videos, y'all. We got to watch those videos. I'll get them ready for tomorrow, y'all. Maybe we'll do like something during the day. Maybe we'll do a little daytime something or another. But I do know that I need to use the little boy's room. Oh my God. So hold on. Let's go. Let's do one of these, y'all. Let's switch it. This is the next case that we're going to be talking about. This one is a mom of 3 from South Carolina seemingly disappears after she sent a text message to her friend that says, he unalived me. She didn't use the word unalive, but because we're on TikTok, I can't say the other word. Thanks a lot, TikTok overlords. The overlords on TikTok doing their thing. Y'all, hit me with some high bears. I'm going to hit play. I can still hear it. So I shouldn't be too far behind. Excuse me. But yeah, I just need to use the restroom real quick. 2 seconds. Give me a minute and a half. I'm going to be right back. And y'all hit me with those high bears. Just like that. Just like that. Let's crush them. Here we go. It should start.
Especially when this young lady's been missing for a week. That is just not good. Because the longer that stretches out, as we see time and time again, it just it becomes a recovery and not a rescue.
A young mother of 3 disappears without a trace, only leaving behind a chilling text message.
I would think that's kind of an anomaly.
And now, human remains and a burning car found in the same county that the woman went missing.
Certainly it's going to be, somebody's going to get some bad news in one way or the other if you've got a body in a burned up car. So that's not good no matter how you cut it.
This is 25-year-old mother of 3, Meyden Bodiford. She was last seen on April 24th in the rural city of Denmark, South Carolina, about an hour south of Columbia. Megan's friend reported her missing after receiving a strange text from Megan's phone. The message read, quote, "If you don't hear from me in 30 minutes, he killed me. He has a gun." She hasn't been heard from since, and the phone was turned off after the message was sent. Friends say they believe Meyden was referring to her boyfriend in the text, but he has not been named publicly by investigators, so we won't name him either. All we know from investigators is that Meyden was reported missing and endangered. I asked former homicide detective Phil Waters what that could mean.
It depends on the circumstances under which the missing person report was filed. So if there was some indication that it was more than someone presumably getting up and just walking and getting in a car and leaving on their own, if there was some sort of struggle that was observed because there was stuff knocked over or whatever, or there may have been something, as dramatic as blood transfer, that kind of thing. Blood spatter. There may be some indications there that it's not just someone who has chosen to be missing, but that they may have left by force and therefore they're considered to be endangered.
But it's really Megan's last text that makes the case stand out. And the friend received kind of a creepy text that said, "If you don't hear from me in 30 minutes, he killed me, he has a gun," meaning Megan's boyfriend. What do you make of that text?
Well, that's pretty specific. That would, in homicide, we would call that a clue, right? So that would be something that authorities are going to take. And
what was that sound? That dude maybe it's his ringtone. Okay. I was like, who the hell?
Source of that text, find out who she's talking about. And if she's talking about
Christy, right?
Her boyfriend, in fact, then there's going to have to be an effort made to find her and hopefully in time that nothing has happened to her. That's awful strange. Does that mean that she's with him and she sent the text somehow, or she's with him and he sent the text for some weird reason? So that is very odd text.
Do clues like this pop up often? It seems pretty blatant.
Well, to say do they pop up often, you're talking about in the terms of a text message being received, that kind of a thing. I wouldn't say often. No, I would think that's kind of an anomaly. That's a very strange. She's missing.
Even if he hasn't been named publicly, we know investigators probably gravitated toward Megan's boyfriend right away. Investigators, at least what I'm aware of, usually go to the significant other right away if somebody's missing or if there's a murder. So do you think that they would be following up with this guy right away?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
I think once it's known to them vis-a-vis this reported missing person with the text thing and all that stuff.
Don, thanks for the high bears. Y'all, don't let Don get them all.
You start on the inside out, start on the inner circle and work your way out. So I'm sure, especially given the nature of that text message, I'm sure he's the first one they're going to snatch up and have a
yeah. Cheryl, thank you. Don, thank you. So sweet.
Conversation with.
And there's a logical reason why his name hasn't been listed.
I would imagine
he's underage.
that they're keeping things pretty close to the vest because there are a lot of things that they know that the public does not need to know at this point in time. So they're not going to compromise their investigation just to satisfy, media people and people that want to be nosy.
Early on, Phil says investigators probably used a variety of tactics in their search for Meyden.
I'm sure they're doing, I would think, especially if it's a rural area, if they have the capabilities for some port of an air unit of some kind, of Fox unit, helicopters, that kind of thing, utilizing those as well. So you're going to have people on the ground, of course. They may have used tracking dogs. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do in a search. It's just going to kind of depend on where they started from and how far out they needed to go.
And we've talked about this mysterious text that was sent from her phone right before she went missing. But would investigators also look at her other data, past texts, calls, who she was discussing things with, and what sort of topics were on her mind?
Yeah.
Well, sure, and they'll get the. I'm sure one of the first things they would do would be ping that phone to find out where it was when that text message was sent, or where it was when it was turned off, or quit transmitting anything. So that phone is going to be valuable in pinpointing times of events.
The timeline continues to April 30th, when a burned vehicle with human remains is discovered in Bamberg County, the same county where Meyden went missing.
Oh,
so
my
far, the
God.
remains have not been publicly identified, but the case has been handed over to the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, or SLED.
So the gal,
oh man,
gal's been missing a week, and that's a lot of time for a lot of bad stuff to happen. So now that they have found a body in the car, if we presume it is her, I mean, that certainly is a possibility that she's been alive up until today. I mean, there's certainly a possibility. So once they start sifting through it, talk to this boyfriend, start getting trying to put some of these puzzle pieces together, that gives them at least a partial picture of what may have happened to this young lady. They're moving through it methodically, and it sounds to me like they know something. They've got some pretty good information, and of course, it sounds like that's perhaps going to be this missing person. And if it's not, I mean, it's going to be somebody's going to get some bad news in one way or the other if you've got a body in a burned up car. So that's not good, no matter how you cut it. I don't believe in coincidence, so that doesn't, for me, that narrows it down that you've probably got the missing person found. It's a recovery.
And I know you mentioned they're likely keeping things close to the vest, not to compromise the integrity of this investigation. But we do know that investigators are now looking at the remains to determine who it is. How long do you think it would take for them to come forward and say, yes, this is our victim, or no, this is somebody else in an unrelated case?
Well, it will depend on what the body's state is in. If they have features that they can identify, if she has tattoos, that kind of thing, and of course they can go to dental records, then the DNA, of course, that kind of thing.
In the end, Phil says all roads lead back to that eerie text message sent from Meyden's phone.
I'm just surprised that the weird,
that is crazy,
text messages kind of.
Thanks for the Bears.
That should have been. Of course, we don't know how quick authorities were to go up on that phone, make those things happen as quickly as possible, given the nature of the text. And again, the possibility is that she made the text, she got caught, he destroys the phone, turns the phone off, chunks the phone, in BFE somewhere, and throws them off the trail, at least as far as the phone's concerned. So a lot of things I'm thinking.
Did he say BFE? Y'all know what that means, right?
in my head that
He didn't say out in the woods, out in the sticks. On Law and Crime, that dude said he probably threw it out into BFE.
I'd be doing, and I'm sure SLED is doing. And they're going to be, if that doesn't work, you hit a wall, then you move to the next thing and get going. So, but it doesn't sound too hopeful at this point.
What do you think the outcome will be here? That it's likely these remains that were just discovered belong to Meyden?
Well, I would say just Sarah, just based on what we've talked about and the evidence that we have right now, that seems to be the strongest possibility that the evidence is leading to her recovery of the body. I mean, I've worked missing. The case started out as a missing person case. And then where I worked, we have a missing persons division that does just that. And then when it starts to tilt toward something much more serious than just a missing person, then we in homicide would be brought in to that investigation. And more times than not, it does not have a good outcome. It just does not, especially when this young lady's been missing for a week. That is just not good, because the longer that stretches out, as we see time and time again, it just it becomes a recovery, not a rescue.
Oh my word, y'all! We're gonna do one more. We got the body cam footage. We got the body cam footage now, y'all. Is it time to move on to the body cam footage? But I hope they. Well, I mean, we hope that they find her alive. But like he was saying, I mean, unfortunately, what they found or who they found in the car probably, yeah, it'll probably be released soon that was her. Damn. All right, y'all. Let's do the body cam. Head over to YouTube right now, y'all. We're gonna watch somebody do something crazy on body cam. That's usually what we do around this point in time, because we listen to enough craziness, enough tragedy, that we need to laugh at somebody doing something stupid. So this is body cam footage, shows a moment surrounding a heated confrontation between a New York Supreme Court justice and his neighbors.
How dare you?
It says apparently they got into a fight. His neighbors kicked off after one of them parked their car in front of his house. So a Supreme Court justice in New York, he doesn't like that people parked in front of his house. Come over to YouTube, y'all, so you can watch the the full video. You can see the video, y'all. So I mean, you can stay here and listen if you want. Guys, hit me with the high bears. But if you want to watch the video, YouTube, it's The Mystery Project on YouTube, and on Rumble. Come on over, hang out on Rumble, y'all. All right, let's go. You guys ready for this one? It's gonna start. Oh, you know what? I do need to switch the picture though. Oh no, I don't have a picture of this one. Hang on, I'm gonna get a little screenshot right there.
A New York State Supreme Court judge is in hot water after getting in a street brawl with his neighbors.
And he friggin' whacks me, like slaps me across the face.
Okay. This is going to be an interesting one, y'all. Come on over, youtube.com/ or it's not youtube.com/ the mystery project, actually. Oh crap, I can't use that one. Y'all, I'll switch it out here in just a second. I need to move myself to the other side and put myself back and grab this frame right here. Save, and TikTok is going to pause just for a second. Use that time to tap the screen like crazy so we can hit 100,000 likes. Hit me with some high bears and come join the YouTube. And YouTube and Rumble, I love you guys. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Hit the little thumbs up button. All right, let's go. There he is. Bam. He's up there somewhere, y'all. The footage is not that great, but it's all good. Let's get into this.
So I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? You ripped my freaking necklace off, okay? So I friggin' push him.
What's more, he threatened and tackled a responding police officer when his wife was cuffed.
Put your hands behind your back.
Oh, what?
Hey! No! That's my wife. You're gonna be sorry.
I don't care. Let him. Let him.
And soon, he too was being detained.
You wanna drop another copper's name? You wanna scream about you know Gamal, you're the mayor? Why don't you shut the up? And you listen, quiet, shut your mouth. Put your hands behind your back. Listen. Put your hands behind your back.
Here's what happened. This is New York State Supreme Court Judge Mark Grisanti. He lives in Buffalo and has had a long-standing disagreement with his neighbors. Simply put, Grisanti and his wife say the neighbors across the street park their vehicles in a strategic way to block off their neighbors' driveways. Here's a 911 call Grisanti made about this issue.
911, where is your emergency?
Well, it's not an emergency, but I called D District, and they said I have to call 911 for an idiot neighbor across the street where they have 4 cars on my side parking, and 2 of them are blocking my driveway.
Okay, what's the address?
21 Duluth Avenue. One of the trucks is from New Jersey, and nobody likes this neighbor across the street, so he parks his cars on top of everybody's driveway, and that's what's happening right now. I never called before or complained, but 21 Duluth Avenue, there's a truck from New Jersey. There's another.
Man, you called 911 because your neighbor parked it on your side of the street?
You what?
Man, you know, that's probably one of those things that could be handled by just knocking on the door and talking to him. Hey, man, park where you want because it's street parking, but just try not to block my driveway. But you're going to call 911. That explains you, sir. That explains who you are.
They're Chevy Traverse. They're like literally on top of your driveway. And when I came in, I almost hit them. And listen, I have daughters and sons and son-in-law that are police, that are the fire department. And listen, whatever it's worth, the mayor's not doing things right with you guys. But I don't care if you guys come now or 12 o'clock. But if the car's still there, I want a ticket on it or I want to tow it because it's blocking part of the driveway.
Okay. All right. This is a New Jersey, the truck from New Jersey, and a Chevy Traverse blocking your driveway.
After Grisanti made this 911 call, things really heated up. There's no audio, but the neighbor's surveillance camera caught part of a brawl on video. Keep in mind, Grisanti is in a white t-shirt and his wife is wearing bright pink. You can see them across the street from the camera, standing in their driveway. About a minute later, they begin walking across the street toward their neighbors. They get in an altercation in the driveway where you see the neighbor take a swing at Grisanti. Soon, the brawl spills over into the street and continues on with Grisanti and his neighbor eye to eye. Eventually,
oh my God. Megan, thank you for the bears. Y'all hit me with the high bears. Hit the follow button if you're new here to TikTok. My name's Patrick. If you like true crime, we're live every single night. So welcome in. Y'all, we're also live on YouTube and on Rumble right now. So if you want to watch this body cam footage of this New York City judge getting in a fight with his neighbor because he parked in front of his house, you're in luck because we're live on YouTube. Just search The Mystery Project. And we're live on Rumble. Just search The Mystery Project on both. And go subscribe. And let us continue, y'all. Let us continue.
the fight moves into Grisanti's driveway, showing no sign of slowing. Here's some audio of the argument.
Oh, damn. Megan, thanks for the roses, too. Marnie, thanks for the bears.
Another neighbor who saw the fight going down called 911. Here's what happened when Buffalo officers arrived on the scene.
Okay. Okay? Protect me. Rip my friggin' chain off. Okay.
Right away, Grisanti and his wife approached the officer, screaming about the altercation. And pretty soon, Grisanti's wife is screaming in her neighbor's face.
Yeah, you got it all on camera.
All right, step.
Right? He's not even blocking the driveway. Whoa, man, you about to get some, there's about to be some issues there. Stella, thanks for the bear.
They're drunk. They're drunk.
Okay, well,
their stuff is over here. Is the yard and her stuff.
Okay.
Locked over there.
You're gonna step back.
I called because these guys parked their cars on everybody's, all 4 cars. Right. City vehicle on their driveway, my driveway.
They're
So I knew I called the cops. They come out.
He started. So I'm not listening to a bunch of yelling. We'll talk calmly over here.
He started with the truck.
That's fine.
Wait,
So,
can I just ask you this? Is that block driveway?
During all this, the neighbors from across the street ask whether their truck really was in the way of the driveway.
No.
That truck right there? Okay, I didn't think so. Okay,
so
But this conversation quickly comes to a halt when Grazanti's wife begins screaming again.
That's why they came running.
On the porch, and they stop and says that our truck is in their driveway, this and that. I says, that truck is in their driveway. They came across the street here, pushed my husband.
She came running.
She literally...
So what was the first thing that they said? Ma'am, if you don't stop yelling, this is going to be a problem for you.
Here's where things get really tense. When the wife doesn't stop screaming, an officer runs over to her driveway and cuffs her.
Let's go.
Okay, then get over here.
Cuffing Karens. Y'all, 9 more people. TikTok, come right now. The Mystery Project on YouTube. We need 9 more people to hit 100 people watching on the YouTube stream. We got 214 people watching on the Rumble stream, and we got 465 watching on the TikTok stream. Let's go, y'all.
Sure, damn.
My son, no.
We're not doing this.
At this point, Grazanti himself shoves the officer who's cuffing his wife.
Man, you crazy as hell running over and pushing the officer like that.
We are not doing this.
No, it's okay.
You better go.
Let him arrest me. I don't care.
Dude.
Come on, take
You're
me.
going in the back of the car
I
and we can deal with this.
No, you have no idea the we
Okay.
can't put up with.
Okay, put your hands behind your back or we are going to have a problem. Put your hands behind your back.
Hey!
No.
You arrest my wife, you're going to be sorry.
I don't care. Let him.
But soon, she's in the back of a squad car.
I don't care. I don't
Okay.
care. If it gets you pieces of shit out of
See?
here, I will.
I'm so done listening to you scream.
Bella's Book of Secrets, it's the Mystery Project. So the little pin thing that's on there, it should be a little sticker thing. Let me send it again. The Mystery Project, that's the name on YouTube. And shout out to Mary and Alexander for joining the channel. Y'all, join the channel. There's a link that's pinned in the top of the YouTube comments. Join the channel, y'all. Watch what happens. You could be a misdemeanor, you could be a felony, or you could be a capital case.
Why? Because it's the truth. It's
No, because I want to hear everybody talk.
15 years of
I want everybody's story.
You're hearing them first. You
I'm
don't
gonna
understand. Ask any neighbor.
That doesn't mean I'm not going to listen to you. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what you have to say.
They're too tight.
I want to hear what you have to say. But you are screaming it.
Loosen these.
I want to hear it.
Here are the same moments of his wife's detainment from another officer's perspective.
Come on,
Girls and a guy against me?
stop.
Really?
They
Really?
come out, I'm walking the dog. They come out on the porch. They start yelling at her.
No, wait
She
till my
crosses the
son
street.
hears.
Get,
Wait till my
get
son hears
the
what
video
you
from
did.
their phone or from the camera. They friggin' 3 of them
I don't
pushed her.
care.
So I cross the street,
Hit me.
rip my
You're
shirt
not
off,
gonna
friggin' rip my
arrest me.
friggin'.
She's good.
My son, no,
Ma'am.
You're not doing nothing.
Hey!
You're gonna arrest me?
You're not doing this.
No.
No, it's okay.
Dude,
Keep your hands off.
you better go.
Yeah, that's crazy as hell to just walk up and push a cop like that. That ain't going well for you, sir.
She's going to cuffs. She's going to cuffs. Do not
Listen,
fight a
my
police
daughter
officer.
and my son-in-law are
Do
both
not fight
Buffalo
a
police officers.
I know. And you
I'm calling right now. Dude!
would not want them putting your hand. Somebody putting their hand. You are not going to fight a cop.
Hey!
No, you're going to lose that fight, sir.
That's my wife. You're going to be sorry. My son and my daughter are both police officers. Oh
Then you should know not to do that.
my God, are you kidding me, dude? Listen!
That doesn't mean I'm not going to listen to you.
You need to get the, if you don't get the cops off her right now, you're going to have a problem.
We're not doing that. We're not threatening that.
You need to get the cops off her.
No, he doesn't. You need cuffs on you, too.
He's going to sit in the back of the car right now. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do for
He
right now.
needs to get the cops off her.
We're not going to do that by your demand. She's going to sit in the back of the car. She's going to be
Hey, he is worse than the DA we had last night. Y'all remember that joke I made too, don't you? I know y'all remember that joke. That was a good ass joke.
Handcuffs, and that's what's gonna happen for right now. Let us work.
And Mommy Little Monster, yeah. How embarrassing for the kids. Insane.
Let us just work this through.
No, watch.
Genuinely.
I'm going to be calling my son and daughter. They're lieutenants right now.
Genuinely, yeah. Call who you need to call.
I'm going to be calling right now.
I have no problem with that.
Okay?
So that's what Grisanti does. He's caught on camera calling his daughter.
They're attacking your mother. Somebody give us a second so we can talk to you? Yeah.
They were attacking her? No, she was attacking them.
Okay. Okay. Ashley and Moya. Dave Cole.
You have 3 police officers you want to hear side of the story.
Hi, Luciano. I don't know. You got officers Mollahan. I don't know who these guys are, but Maria's in the back of the car.
Where does your daughter work for?
She's in B district.
Bravo?
My son's in C district.
Okay.
Gamalia's my cousin.
Okay.
So I mean, it's just.
Yeah, that's probably not.
All right, look, Ash. Let me call you back. Let me tell them exactly what happened because all the neighbors are out here and they can verify everything. There's like 7 neighbors out here.
Then Grisanti explains his side of the story.
I come home. I called I first called D district. I said, listen, there's a car. They do this all the time. They block in the driveways.
Is it just like this?
Yeah, all 4 of these cars are theirs.
Okay.
All 4 of them across the street are theirs. And you can see how much room they have. They edge in the driveway. Nobody likes them in the street. They don't like anybody. So they edge in the driveway as close as they can. So I called up and I said, listen, a little tight for me getting in. He was like, ignore it. I go, a little tight getting in. Can you come down, go across the street, knock on the door, tell them to move the truck. They're from New Jersey. I'm not going to give them a friggin', I don't want to give them a ticket. So I'm walking. So as a way to walk the dog, we walk the dog. We come back. I'm with the dog in the house. She goes across the street. I come out. The 2 girls and Joe are like in their face. So I come walking across the street. He goes, "Oh, you want to go? You want to go?" Something? I'm no, Joe. And I'm bringing Maria back. If they have it on the camera, he friggin' whacks me, like just pushes me backward.
Okay.
I'm like, dude, you need to like calm down. You need to calm down. I friggin' back up. I'm grabbing her. They start walking across the street. Naturally, she's a girl. She's going after the girls. I'm pulling her back. He comes over and he friggin' whacks me, like slaps me across the face.
Okay.
So I'm like, are you friggin' kidding me? You ripped my friggin' necklace off. Okay. So I friggin' push him. He comes after me. I move out of the way. He falls in my driveway. That's why I always got the bruise on it. He falls in my driveway. He gets up. He starts leaving. We're going our separate ways. The girls start fighting again. I grab my wife. We pull her back. The neighbors come out. They're like, are you kidding me? The one neighbor down here is like, listen, you got to ignore them. Nobody likes them. That's what they do all the time. We didn't do nothing. We basically...
That's some good advice.
Walked the dog, came back, and they come out of the house. They're like, you got an effing problem where the truck is parked? Now, I heard that when I was taking the dog in the house.
Okay.
My wife was still outside. She walked over. She goes, yeah, move the truck. They friggin' bolt from the porch. The girl's got her friggin' hand on my wife's throat, and that's when I walked over there. And that's when it all started.
Okay.
I mean, are you friggin' kidding me? They can't wait to start trouble. Talk to anyone. Those 2 neighbors with the dogs don't live on the street, they know. Mm-hmm. Yellow knows. These guys know. He knows. The guy that was just here knows. Mm-hmm. They can't wait to start problems.
Okay.
Okay? And listen, I'm good friends with Byron Brown. He's like, you always thought, Mark, just friggin' ignore him. I did ignore him. I called and said, the truck is friggin' blocking half the driveway. And then when we come back, that's how it is. Mm. I'm talking like this, could friggin' punch me in the face, and I'm getting a fat lip. So, but I wouldn't have my friggin' shirt ripped like this. He friggin' tore this shirt, grabbing me, and friggin' ripped my necklace off.
Okay.
Okay, like I'm fighting the guy.
Okay.
I mean, I walked over to grab Maria. He goes,
"You what?
So you want to go, tough guy?" I'm like, "No, Joe, I'm taking it away." Boom, and push.
So let me ask you this: two questions. First off, is how do we prevent something like this in the future?
Oh, dude, it's never gonna end.
Okay.
With these 2, everybody, they start. Next week will be with them.
At this point, Grisanti asks that his wife be removed from the squad car, and from there, things get tense once again.
Oh, Lord.
Get her out of the car and I'll bring her inside. And I didn't mean to tackle you, but I mean, you kind of threw my wife down on the ground pretty hard, and I don't appreciate that.
I understand that.
All right? I really don't. If I would do that to your wife and you were outside, you do the same thing.
Sure, if you were a police officer and she was screaming in my face.
No, my daughter's a police officer, and I know what you guys are going through right now. And trust me, my daughter's a police officer, my son-in-law's a police officer, my
And if someone was screaming at your daughter and approaching her like that, she would have done the same thing.
No, you grabbed my wife from over there and dragged her over here, which was not necessary. So you need to chill out about that. I
have a camera, so it's all documented.
I don't care about your camera. Just give it a little constructive criticism, dude.
Okay.
Okay, let me give you some constructive criticism.
But there's more constructive criticism heading.
Oh, get in this man's face. Oh, shit. That does not look that YouTube and Rumble. Does that look like it would be a fair exchange of elbows? Just because it appears the gentleman on the left spends an awfully lot more time in the gym than the gentleman who has his shirt ripped off.
How dare you?
Let's see. Oh, what's going to happen?
In Grisanti's way.
You want to drop another copper's name? You want to scream about, Gamal, you're the mayor? Why don't you shut the up? And you keep that quiet. Shut the Push your hands right back. Listen. Put your hands right back.
Get him.
You want to be difficult? You want to say all these coppers and all these things? No, I want to make us look dirty? Is that what you want to do? So how am I helping you now? Tell me, how can I help you? Shut up and let me talk to you, you old geezer. Shut up.
Oh, called him an old geezer. Oh, no, he said, shut up, you old geezer.
How dare you?
That dude's going to watch this back, and he's straight up like,
emotional damage.
I got called an old geezer.
That was easy. Shut up and let me talk to you. Since you had so much to say and you touch a cop. So let me talk to you. Okay. God, let me talk to you. Guy. Quiet. No, you're not done talking yet.
Damn, that dude is pissed.
Next time we see Grisanti, he's in the back of a squad car.
Mark. Make sure I got the volume up here. Okay, I'm sorry. The Bluetooth is on. Here we go. Speaker. Okay, there. One more try.
Hey, Mark. Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
All right. They're saying that you pushed an officer. You wouldn't do that, would you?
You know what? He dragged Maria. When the two girls were on Maria, he was dragging Maria across the street and actually was taking her down on my front lawn. And I basically said, listen, just talk to her. And I pushed him. And I said, don't friggin' tackle her. And I pushed him. I apologized to him, Mark, right after that, because I said, listen, I respect you guys in law enforcement. You know, I go, my daughter's a police officer, my son-in-law's a police officer, all my family's police officers. I never mentioned Byron Brown's name. What we said is that the guy across the street parks the vehicle, which is a Byron Brown-owned vehicle, like he blocks driveways, and they did it with all 4 cars tonight. So, yes, I was wrong.
And later, he's interviewed by officers.
So, he's behind her. She's here.
They didn't let that man go inside and get a damn shirt. They made this man walk around with a ripped ass tank top.
Behind her. I put my arm out on his, and I should have done this, but I put my arm out on his shoulder, holding him back as I'm grabbing her by the arm, saying, I got her, she can come with me. He's like, no, she's going, she's in handcuffs. I says, this isn't proper, and I'm pushing him like this, and I'm trying to get her. And another officer came over and said, let him do his job. He got her in handcuffs. When he did that, she calmed down. I said to him, listen, my daughter's a police officer.
Brooke, right? You wouldn't do that, would you? No. Well.
My son-in-law's a police officer. I said, I respect police. I should put my hands on you. I said, but it wasn't proper, how you were trying to take her down. She's 4 foot nothing. I said, so they made me put my hands on her. He was fine with it. Another officer came over, heard what I did. He says, you touched a police officer, and then put the cuffs on me. No, what I apologized to is the
you know, kind of stopping the officer from doing what he had to do. But, you know, so I'm trying to sweep the legs of her, and she's got problems with her neck and back, or her neck and back. So I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I got her. I'll take her in the house. By that time, we had the cuffs on. But we were cool. You know, everyone was cool. And then he mentioned to someone, to one of the officers that came, you know, what happened. So he put her in our office. So I said, "What's the matter?" I apologized, told him, "It was you need to shut up because, you know, I'm talking right now."
That can be viewed as obstruction. We're there to perform our duties, and when someone tries to stop us from doing that,
I get it.
So
I get it. That's why I apologized to him and let him do what he had to do.
Yeah.
All of this happened on June 23rd, 2020, and the next month, the Erie County District
June 23rd, 2020. This is 4 years ago? What the hell?
Attorney's Office announced no charges would be filed.
No charges filed?
How dare you?
I wonder if they're still parking there. They're probably still parking there. Dude's out there raging. He's out there raging. Anyways, love you guys. I am exhausted. And look at that, right at midnight for me. Ooh, I'm going to get some sleep.
Bruh.
I know. It's time for me to get some sleep. But that judge, I mean,
how could you be so dumb?
You crazy as hell for that shit. Anyways, YouTube, thank you so much. Hit the thumbs up button. Leave a comment, y'all. Once the live stream ends, go into the comment section. Just leave a comment. Tell me what your favorite thing was. Tell me what your favorite part of that was. Same thing with Rumble, y'all. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. And follow and subscribe. Do all the things. Love you guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow night right here on The Mystery Project on YouTube and Rumble. Have a good night, y'all.